We're live. Did you get your shit yesterday?
Yeah, I was asking Kevin about it.
Oh yeah. I got that table. It came at like 9:30 a.m. So we could have done the podcast, but it was fine. It's
fine. All right, let's do this. Oh, I need a microphone. Let's do this. Oh, again, I was told to tell Deux and Mombrain, please speak closely to the microphone. That's what I was told. I'm delivering a message. I don't remember who it was from.
All right.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Don't hit the play or hit the game.
Okay.
It always seems like no matter how close I am, I can't hear myself.
I listened to the podcast and I was fine.
I'm fine.
I will, speak louder for whoever is deaf out there.
3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast. Webisode 830. The Gossifleur.
Yeah, Gossifleur, baby.
I'm very interested to hear what you have to say about this.
Okay, if you could do half of that, that would be great.
I'm very interested to hear what you have to say about this.
You didn't peek out. You were in the yellow orange.
I wasn't trying to peek out. I'm talking normal, baby. This is how I talk.
I'm going to be on all the microphones, not just mine.
Well, person that asked politely
if
they could please speak louder. This is what happens when you ask someone.
Here's what you get, baby.
What happened? Last week.
You're not going to hear anybody else but me, person.
I have spoken. It's going to be terrible.
And RMC knows who you are. He just doesn't want to tell us because he knows we're going to tear you up.
That's why I didn't do it. Yes, I just try and relay the message and not make the person the ire of your attention.
I kill the messenger. I kill the messengee. I kill the person who left the message.
I mean,
and then if I'm still alive at the end, I'll kill myself.
Right there.
No,
that
I won't
was
do
good.
that. I wouldn't do that.
Last week, I know I made a mistake because I said it was Webisode 830, and it wasn't. This is 830. So we read one Pokemon ahead. So we're going back in time. So this is really Pokemon 829, but this is really episode 830. So Mombrain, tell us about Gossifleur, please.
This is my.
Is that the first time you've ever screwed up Pokemon?
I've ever screwed up anything ever.
Here I go.
Believe it.
Oh my God! Here I go. Gossifleur. It anchors itself in the ground with its single leg, then basks in the sun. Sounds good to me. After absorbing enough sunlight, its petals spread as it blooms brilliantly.
Beautiful.
That is lovely. A foot tall, 4.9 pounds, male and female. The category is flowering. Hope you guys caught that hard swallow. Abilities include Regenerator, which restores a little HP when withdrawn from battle, and Cotton Down. When the Pokemon is hit by an attack, it scatters cotton fluff around and lowers the speed stat of all Pokemon except itself.
Cotton Down?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Thanks, Mombrain. That was great.
We got to tell everybody about that car we saw yesterday.
Yes, that car we saw. Definitely got to tell them. And it's something about Kirby. And it's something about Nicky Hill.
Oh, okay.
And it's something about Deux. It's something about George.
Yes.
Yes. It's something about George. Now I remember. Mm-hmm. Go right ahead. Well, first, hello, Mombrain.
Now I remember. Go right ahead.
Kirby. Hello.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, Nicky Hill.
Hello.
Hi, Deux Michaels.
Cuckoo.
Hello, Joshua Grobot, the one and only, the party animal himself. How you doing, my friend Josh?
Big hello to my fans.
And, of course, hello to George, the one and only George. George, we got a story for you.
Yeah, tell me about those stories. It better be a lime car.
We're going to tell you.
Was it a lime-colored Ford Fiesta?
It was a lime-colored Ford Fiesta.
Holy
really?
limes.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly what it was.
Crazy.
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
That was my cousin. Gorg.
Wow, I had no idea.
Oh, Gorg.
Well,
never had him
we
on.
saw it,
Cousin
and
Jorge.
Gorg. No,
it's like,
not
oh
Jorge,
my God,
Gorg.
is that George?
Gorg.
Good old Gorg.
Yeah,
Tanuki
Mombrain
Tony
pointed
had
out.
Taco Bell.
Hello, Red Souza and
Ooh.
Tanuki Tony and Hiley and Tom and Ice Dilbert and Burn
Good
Cheese
luck
and
to
8-Bit Lego
you.
and Steve Irwin, R.I.P. and Giant Reggie. Oh my God, look at this old GIF. Wow. Eggplant Jr. and whoever else is in here. Thanks for joining us. Yep, that's when I was on Spike TV. You can see it in the logo right there. Look at that baby boy beard. Back when Jeff Keighley, I don't think Jeff Keighley was the Dorito Pope at that time. Hello, Anastasia Beaverhouse.
He was the Dorito Cardinal or something.
Yeah, whatever's before Pope.
The Dorito Bishop.
Thanks for joining us, everybody, on this Sunday show. Have we ever done a Sunday show? We
I
must
mean,
have.
we must have at some point.
Oh yeah.
But it's a rarity. A podcast on the Lord's Day? Can't believe
We've
it.
done Sunday shows, Friday shows, Monday shows, maybe.
Peanut Butter
Sure,
Tuesday shows.
whatever.
Peanut
Josh,
butter
do you
Tuesday
remember
shows.
us doing a Sunday show?
I don't want to be here.
Same as any other show. Hello, Rosemary, Mary the farmer, and hello, Freddie Fro. This is church for people who like fun, says Bernard. Thank you. I will say controversially, I agree. But anyway, yeah, we're back from our trip in the Outer Banks. We had a lovely time. What'd we do? We ate lots of food.
Oh my
We
God. I
swam. You swam. I didn't swim.
swam in
touched
the
the ocean,
ocean. I
made me
swam in the
mad.
pool. Let me just tell you, I ate tuna Q, the likes of which I have never experienced in my life. Now, I get tuna Q every year we go down. It's like my favorite thing. It's just barbecued tuna. But this year, there was something about it that was so flippin' good.
The mercury levels.
Probably
Yeah.
Right.
The radiation.
so good.
What was that thing we used to say about pork roll? I think it was
Fatty
pork
gas?
roll.
That's
No,
what I
it was
used to say.
like no, maybe it wasn't pork roll, but it was something about food.
That's
The
one of
Taylors.
really
The
great
Taylors.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say don't put lasagna on balloon. Or whatever.
Never.
Oh, was the
Never.
Taylors were
Look.
delicious, so I was thinking the tunas
Oh,
was
yeah,
delicious,
those
but
were-
yours is way better. Mombrain sent me another video of that guy last night, which is just as good. So we'll
And
watch that later.
raw meat.
I keep smelling you. You smell so good.
Thank goodness. I thought you were going to turn to me and tell me I smell like poop. 'cause
No.
that's
He
what I
keeps
smell.
wafting this
that was
way.
me.
Raw Meat discovered a new ice cream place for us to go to on vacation.
This is a funny story.
Cold Stone.
So on the way down, all right. So here's the thing: Outer
Dairy
Banks,
Queen.
Outer Banks has
Is it good
terrible
humor truck?
pizza. Nobody has good pizza down there. And everybody's like, you know, we're an authentic pizza place, and then you get the pizza, and you're like, this is not good pizza. When we were driving down this time, I saw a place. I knew it was new because I didn't see it last year. I don't remember the name. Lenny's, Zimmy's, Lemmy's,
This year, Vinny's.
Vinny's. That's it.
Benny's.
Zimmy's. You went to Zimmy's before you went to like a real name.
Timmy's, Vinny's.
So we saw
Isn't that one of the
Vinny's.
gummy bears.
And I was like, that's a new pizza place. We should try it. I opened up the menu and I had what is it, tree hugger pizza
They
that
had
you wanted?
pizza.
Oh, the
there.
tree hugger pizza was so good.
Hi, Delphi.
Was it actually called the Tree Hugger
It
Pizza?
was.
Is it vegan?
Church?
It had like, no, it wasn't vegan, but you could have it made vegan.
Do they have pine nuts on there or something?
No, it was just,
Lots
you know,
of sap.
it was
Lots of bark.
pesto, tomatoes,
all bugs.
I think onions. It was
Mhm.
very good.
So we got the pizza. Well, normally we order pizza on the last day there because, you know, everybody's food is eaten in the house and you just want something you can eat and everybody throws away the box and you're done and that's it. Just something easy. But
Throw right into the ocean.
I said, yep, Ocean takes it away every time. So
No,
this
not at all.
this time I was like, let's get pizza the first day. I read the reviews. The reviews were really good. We had the pizza and it was really good. We would get it again.
Yeah, it was really good.
We walked in there and it felt like an authentic pizza place from Jersey. So
People were a little bit rude. Which was
rude, yeah.
great.
But we were like, this is it. This
yeah,
is
that
the
feels
place.
Jersey-ish.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you discovered an ice cream place.
Yes, the ice cream place. So again, saw a brand new ice cream place. And I just saw that it was attached to a giant building. And I was like, that's a funny place for an ice cream shop, restaurant, whatever you call them, parlor. That's it. So it's like a real big building. Didn't pay attention to what the building was, but attached to that building is a little part that was an ice cream place. Mombrain loves ice cream. I was like, let's try this great ice cream place. Hello, Blood Ocean. So we go to this ice cream place.
Was it not soft enough for you?
No, I got a milkshake. It's
So
okay.
it was raw meat and me, and then one other family member. But we were bringing back like for everybody.
No one was there. Absolutely no one. But we went at a weird time. It was like a Monday at like 3 or
No
4 or
workers or
something.
anything.
No, there was one
Oh.
employee, but she just came outside to sit down. And like we
Oh.
pulled up, so she had to go back inside to work. But
Loser.
so we're there.
Got a lot of spit in
She's-
this order.
Very friendly. We order a million things because we're ordering for the house. And then we're sitting there waiting for stuff. And Mombrain's like, I think she's playing religious music. And I like turned my
Like Christian rock.
I turned my head to listen better. And as I turned my head, I saw her shirt. and the shop owner's shirt, and it said "In Christ"
In
or whatever.
Christ. In the like, what is the font? The real AJ Styles font.
Oh, Germanic or
Sure,
It's like the
font.
tattoo font that's like real fancy and kind of gothic looking.
Like
Yeah.
hear ye
Thug Life.
newspaper. Yes, Thug Life. Yes, like
It's
that.
like
You're
that.
I
exactly
think that's
right.
called Germanic.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
So I saw that on her shirt and I was like, oh, this is a religious place. And then somebody came in and they were like, so for the church meeting this weekend, we have to. And I was like,
Oh
oh
my
my
God.
God. This now nothing wrong with the religious place, but
Yeah,
we're
it's not
like,
like they were trying to hide it.
yeah, it's fine. But we're like, we're in a religious ice
Instead
cream
of waffle
parlor.
cones, they were communion wafers.
Could have been.
That's what we were joking about while we were there.
Well, listen.
And the ice cream was a religious experience because
Now-
it was really good.
but the gimmick of this ice cream
It was
place
immaculate.
is that not only do they serve ice cream, but they also serve fresh
Salvation.
baked cookies.
Oh.
Yes, salvation for sure. They have the body of Christ, and so they also sell fresh baked cookies. And so if you get a milkshake, you can choose between strawberry milk, chocolate milk, or white milk.
Oh, that's interesting.
So you could potentially blend a cookie into your ice cream. So like you could do a sugar cookie with chocolate milk and vanilla ice cream.
Real crazy.
Oh,
They had
they
s-
make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes it there.
And they had sundaes. Now,
They use liquid nitrogen or no? Do you
no.
know?
Interestingly enough, there were no ice cream sandwiches made with the cookies on the menu, which
You
I
would
thought
think
was a
that'd be a
swing and a
first.
miss.
yeah, right.
Like you could get a sundae cup, which I mean, I guess the other thought
They
is
could
that
do
it's
it right there. You just squeeze them
like,
together.
and you could
I
take
think
the
that's
cookies
immoral.
that were like,
Mm.
you could take
It's a
the
sin.
cookies that were like a day old because her like gimmick is they come fresh out of the oven to go on your
They sure
stuff.
did.
Freshetta cookies.
So maybe that's why. But like you could take yesterday's cookies and make them into ice cream sandwiches. I thought the only thing that might be like why they don't do it is because it's at the beach and it's so hot that like an ice cream sandwich
Maybe.
might be like just too unwieldy.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if you buy it there and you eat it there. Like to take that to travel, yeah, it might be a
Yeah.
mess,
Like
but-
to
It's
church.
like- it
for
was a
instance.
sizable place. Like you could sit in there and eat.
And
too.
there's
There's
seating
no
outside.
reason they couldn't have it on the menu.
Yeah.
I mean, once they sell it, it's not their problem anymore. So if you get
Right.
ice cream
I
on
guess
yourself, then
maybe
there you
they
go.
don't sell it because you'll be like, I want an ice cream
I mean, they feel
sandwich.
that way about abortion.
And they would just like squeeze the ice cream and cookies together in front of you and you'd have to pay more and you would be like, I could do that. You don't have to do that.
Or-
I'm not paying
or-
extra for this.
I mean, what they put one cookie per milkshake or whatever. Is
Yeah.
that- so or per ice cream serving. So like
Yeah.
Now you're doubling up your cookie usage, and then
Yeah,
I
but so
gotta
they
start
could-
baking more.
I mean, I thought it was a missed opportunity. I really did.
It does seem like it.
But it was very good. The flavor choices were very
oh my
nice.
God, so good. But here's the funny part. It's attached to a church and we didn't realize it. We drove by later and we're like, oh my God, it's a church.
Oh, that's the
why."
building that
Oh,
it's
the big
attached to.
building is a church.
That's the draw.
Like,
When you
how did we miss
I love that. Yeah, I love that. It was a church and you had no idea. Like you've never seen a church before. It's
No,
only the
it-
most
well, it doesn't
iconic
look like a
building in
church.
all the
Looks like
United
a
States.
church, yeah, it just looks like a big.
like
What?
a beach building. Everything
Yeah.
down there is a beach. There's
Quick-
nothing like tall or
quick
like
question.
Looks like the
Yeah,
beach.
there's no steeples or anything. It's just like a big.
Is the ice
building.
cream they serve their Halo top?
Hell yeah.
No, they make their own ice cream. They. Yes, I get it.
That's video game related.
They. So you can buy just a box
Was
of
there lime
cookies.
flavor or anything there?
Their cookies
There was
were
lemon.
so
Sorry,
good.
George. It
Their
was just
cookies-
lemon.
Yeah, no lime. Their cookies were amazing. They were incredible. Lemon cookies and sugar cookies and chocolate chip and what else? Like they had a whole bunch and they were all
Like
great.
Heath Bar
Oh
and
my God,
What
they
were
incredible.
Yeah.
what was the concoction you did for your milkshake?
I just went with the titular cookies and cream milkshake. That's the name of your place. I want to see how the cookies and cream is. I gave it an 8. It was very good. I just wish it was stronger.
The place was called Cookies and Cream Milkshake.
No,
No,
the
it's
place
just called
is named
Cookies and Cream.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
so
Oh,
you
makes
got a
sense, 'cause
cookies and
they
cream
have
milkshake.
cookies,
What
yeah.
kind of milk did you use?
Just regular whole white milk.
So
he
it was-
didn't.
and they made their own ice cream. So it was like the cookies they baked and vanilla ice cream and
Yes.
Yeah.
white
Yes.
milk.
Yeah, so it was
Yes.
like an elevated,
So
situation.
it was religious.
Well,
But
that's what Blood Ocean. Oh no, not Blood Ocean. Who was it? Oh, was it Tanuki Tony? Said this is a ploy to be able to call it God tier food.
Tanuki Tony says you
Yeah.
guys just wandered into a service.
What a quirky place.
But yeah, boy, it was great.
That's probably the only thing that'd get me to go back to church would be ice cream. Seriously.
eating ice cream during service.
Seriously. I could watch anything while eating ice cream. I really could.
You can receive communion here or walk next door and get a cookie.
Let us what is it? Let us receive the mystery of shake.
Funny, you should be talking about ice cream and going back to church. My grandmother is very unwell right now and like not eating. And
This is funny.
like everybody's like, oh, what are we going to do? And she needs to get like protein up, whatever. And so I was talking to my mom today and I'm like, has anyone given her ice cream? And my mom was like, oh, shovel. Nobody thought of it. I'm like, no one thought to give Graham
Right?
ice cream. Like,
Anybody.
hello? Like, I was like, well, we just extended her life by like a month, I think, probably because she's going to live on ice cream.
When
So
we go to visit her, we just eat it in front of her. We never thought about
I was
asking her
like,
if she
son of a
wanted
gun.
some.
Well, she can't have dairy right now. So I think that's why nobody thought of it. But I'm like, they make so many alternatives.
we
Oh,
talked
yeah,
a lot about
absolutely.
treats. Mombrain, would you like to get the treat for the boys and yourself?
Yes.
I got I stopped down the shore, met a friend, and stopped for ice cream. And Deux wasn't able to make it, but he said to have a milkshake in my honor. So I got a cup of ice cream, and then I got a milkshake for the road.
Oh,
but
nice.
I went with oat milk for both of them because I just was like, that's a lot of.
How do I ruin
Dairy.
this amazing thing that
No,
I'm going to spend a ton of money on?
It definitely
With
changes
oat milk? Gotcha.
the
Yeah, oat milk
flavor.
ruins stuff.
But I mean, I think I made the right choice because I had a 2-hour drive back home, and
Wanted to make it home.
there's only so many places to stop.
That's right.
And I've got nothing against oat milk. I'm not putting in my milkshake. If I'm going that
Oh, yeah.
far to get a milkshake, I'm not trying to be
I should have kept
healthy.
the milkshake
Yeah,
dairy,
only
but I
white
also
milk
felt
for me.
weird asking for oat milk ice cream and then regular milk.
As
I was like,
as promised, extra thanks to Mombrain on this. Your duck
Oh,
donuts right here.
baby. Look
Oh
at
my God, look at
these.
So I'm
That
gonna
one's
be
covered in bacon.
I'm
Is
gonna
that
be honest.
blueberry or
I'm gonna be
uber?
honest up front. We drove an hour home, and I was like, "Oh my god, we forgot the donuts."
did
So
you get
these
these
are
in?
from the one here,
Oh.
but we
Well,
got
they're-
you donuts. It's the same thing.
Wow.
So while you got, oh my god, they smell amazing. So while you
Oh,
are
yeah.
picking your donuts, I'm going to tell my other gaming-related story. So I'm down in North Carolina doing work, and I saw that one of my tweets was liked by someone.
Mhm,
And then
mhm.
I saw it was retweeted by someone. Now, this is not as good as Alf, but it's still great. I had a story about Sonic the Hedgehog sleepwear that is being released. They're doing a Sonic the Hedgehog robe, and
That's the one in the UK,
you
right?
can see the robe here if you'd like. Here up
UK
here for the
only.
Mm-hmm.
viewers.
That's a little
Um,
creepy.
Or Europe only, maybe.
So my Sonic the Hedgehog sleepwear tweet was retweeted by none other than Yuji Naka, the man who made Sonic. I don't know how he found it. I don't know what led him to our tweet, but
Is that how he found out about it too? Like that's really
potentially,
shame.
yeah, he's not at Sega anymore. And he tweeted out with this message, hedgehog emoji sleepwear. So I would love to know how it made it to him, but he saw it and he retweeted it to everybody. So I thanked him. That's really awesome. And I totally botched the little subheader or whatever you want to call them. I don't even remember what joke I did. It probably wasn't good or funny, but somebody on Twitter was like, now you can get to sleep really fast. And I was like, why didn't I think of that? It's right there. I missed it. But thank you, Mr. Naka. We have been talking about Sonic a lot lately, so I don't know how it got to you, but I greatly appreciate it. Man, those smell so good. Well, did you take one already?
I ate a little bit. So I took the knife and I cut the bacon one
Yes.
so that it could be cut into thirds. And it looks like the other guys cut the other one that I wanted to try in half and are having that themselves. But the
looked like
bacon
it
one
was
was
cut
really
in
good.
half.
So
I've had the bacon one.
Ooh.
Bacon one's very good.
I'm just being cheeky. I'm
I mean, it
just
looks like
kidding.
it's cut in half.
There's
so
plenty of donuts for me, but thank you though. I'm just teasing.
All right,
you don't have to go
let's
to
do
North
some news,
Carolina
please.
No, thanks.
Thank you. All right. It was a sizable week of news this week, and it started off with a brand new reveal. There's a new spin-off Kirby game in the works, and it's coming out this summer. It's called Kirby's Dream Buffet.
Can I just pause you?
A
For
whole
half
game
second?
based on
Something wrong?
food
No.
levels.
I, for some reason, when you said Kirby, made me think spinning. No. Yes. Spin-off. You said spin-off? And it made me think about him like spinning around. And I was like, but Kirby doesn't spin. He sucks. But we can't call it
He
that.
sucks.
Kirby's. Wait,
Yeah.
Kirby.
Yeah, he sucks hard.
It's not a spin-off. It would be a
Kirby Suck Off?
Yeah.
There's a Kirby Suck Off coming out.
I-
Everybody.
I was
This
like, wait a
one's-
minute, Kirby doesn't spin. Like
This-
it didn't make sense
This
in my
one's
head.
going to be really popular. Yes, this is Kirby's Dream Buffet. Well, now we know what he's eating.
But this is
Um,
almost like
Suck.
You know what
Koro
he's sucking
Rimpa,
down?
right?
I would say
It
it's-
wishes it was Koro Rimpa.
It's a bit like Koro Rimpa. I would also say it's a bit like Fall Guys. It's a 4-player rolling racing game coming to Switch this summer. It will be digital only, so you're only going to get this on the eShop.
And it's
Uh,
all food based for you.
Roll through a smorgasbord of food-themed stages and 4 rounds of
Ugh.
4-player fun
Rolling
as
like
Kirby,
lions.
who seems rounder than usual. Well,
Aw.
he's been round before. He's been a pinball. Race through delicious obstacle courses
He's
to
been
collect
ballers out
strawberries
in
as
front of
Kirby
Target.
grows. Then turn the tides. The final round, a fruity fight atop a floating platform. So you get a little mix of different things in there. But yes, it is a Kirby. Not the first Kirby racing game, because we've had Kirby racing games before, but it's a new Kirby racing game, and then there's some sort of battle at the end of the race. So basically, race through the course, eat as many strawberries as you can, get as fat as possible, and then knock everybody else off the platform at the end. There you go.
Suck as many things off as possible.
That's right.
Nice.
So yes, Nicky Hill, I wrote a Patreon about this because
Yeah, if you followed Patreon, you'd know.
it is a food related game, but it doesn't bother me so much because Kirby has been food related from the beginning. So it's not my favorite, but I'm okay with it. It doesn't pester me as much
Well,
as it
the
does
whole
with
game
Mario.
is based on it too. It's not like they're like
It is entirely food based.
Yeah,
yes.
it's in the title.
And
It's not like
you are
it's a-
eating food.
it's not like a
and-
food
yes.
planet that you just happen to come
yeah,
up across.
Yeah. Plus,
come
like I
up
said,
onto.
Kirby's had food ties since the beginning. He's been on there's a whole bunch of food themed levels and food themed names, of which I can think of none right now.
Mm. Well, that was kind of the plot of the first game, right? Like King DDD like steals all the food in Dreamland or whatever, and you have to.
Hello, Sarah.
That's like why you're trying to bring him down.
Is this true?
I don't.
That's what I
remember.
remember reading. He like I don't anyone who's played Kirby's Dreamland and
Well, this is also
glanced at the instructions,
oh, that's what,
maybe you'll remember.
because this was at a time when there was no story in the game.
Oh yeah, and also like I remember in like the
Hi, Still Diver.
you know how in like old instruction booklets they'll give you like a little like brief
Yeah.
breakdown of
There
the
was
plot.
always stuff in instruction booklets that you would never hear in a game, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is how this
Well, I remember
happened.
like they described Kirby as a quote little boy.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that. Yeah. Steel Diver says Cookie Country. Malakayla says butter building. So yes, there's different food themes. Everybody loves just eating butter by the handful.
Yeah.
Little boy Kirby. That's so weird. Knockside says, looks really cute. I'd be down to play this if it's priced right. I like that this was revealed out of the blue instead of being in a Nintendo Direct. I feel people will have a more positive reaction to it as a result. Yes, Knockside. I completely agree. If people got a Direct, they'd be excited to see a Kirby game, but they'd be like, that's a waste of time in the Direct. So yeah, it's my impression of every internet nerd. So yeah, I agree. I think that was a smart decision.
This is unrelated. I just wanted to say I'm wearing my Apple Watch right now, and I cut a piece of donut, and my Apple Watch dinged, and I looked at it, and
Oh,
it said move goal achieved. So I did it, folks.
Great job.
All I had to do was cut and eat a
funny.
donut.
So really, I'm just not eating enough throughout the day.
Yeah, that's what the problem
This
was
whole
all
time, that
along.
was the problem.
Cut all
More
of your
donuts. Give me more donuts. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you're eating, just cut it and you'll be good. There is a woman. You don't know her, but I'll tell you her name anyways. Bonnie Jean Wilbur.
That's a great name.
Bonnie Jean Wilbur, old BJW. She has
BJ
been
Wilbur.
involved with Nintendo before, but you probably don't know how. I didn't know how. I didn't recognize the name. She is the woman who voiced Zelda in the CDI Zelda games.
Oh.
not canon, but she is a part of Nintendo history, whether Nintendo likes it or not. She did the voices for Zelda in The Faces of Evil and The Wand of Gamelon. She was in a new interview where she was asked about Zelda things in general, but she said she doesn't play Zelda games and hasn't played them, but she had something to say about Breath of the Wild. She says, quote, I'm not a gamer, and I never owned a Nintendo console. I occasionally get mail requesting autographs, which kind of gives me an idea of whether people like the video games. I never followed the franchise, but my niece does. She has a Nintendo Switch, actually. I watched her play a recent Zelda game, and it was just beautiful. The advancements in technology are just amazing. I was impressed with the detail and colors of the graphics, and it piqued my interest. Well, hopefully she plays it. But here's the more important part. She was asked if she'd like to voice Zelda again. She says, quote, I would return to voice Zelda if asked. I love doing theater, but voice acting is more lucrative. We were contacted by someone who was doing an homage to the CDI series and asked if we wanted to reprise our roles. It's not affiliated with Nintendo. We agreed to it. So that should be interesting. So she's doing something where she's voicing Zelda again in an unofficial project, but she says she's down to voice Zelda again. So
if the price is right,
if
is what
the
I'm
price
hearing.
is right.
So
I don't know if Nintendo would
got a
ever
regular
turn to her
Daniel
again.
Craig on her hands over here.
Well, she doesn't say she hates it, but she does say she's not familiar with it. So I'm like,
I thought of that Daniel Craig thing because I saw a post about somebody telling Michael Caine that Jaws the Revenge was like a terrible movie, and he's like, I haven't seen the movie, but I saw the house that it bought my mother, and that's beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah, which is a great quote.
Nice. It is a great quote, but you
Something
know,
about those Brits.
you know, he just said that to like be snarky, but also come off as a good guy. The house was really for himself. It wasn't for his mother. Like, can you? Because like when he says like, "Oh, I bought the house for my mother," it's like, "Oh, like I feel like a jerk now for saying that movie sucked." But if he was like, "I saw the house that it bought me,"
Yeah.
then it's like, "What
Yeah.
a jerk!"
Yeah.
the house I bought my mother, which will be mine when she dies, which will be soon.
I did see
Yeah.
it, and I have to say it moved me to a bigger house.
Yeah, he said the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet.
Vin Loria says, I've often wondered what it'd be like to take the CDI settings and characters and put them into a more proper Zelda game, especially since, as of those unofficial ports a few months back, people who've played them said they weren't bad, aside from the ridiculous cutscenes, just sort of I've never played them, so that could be true.
No, I've heard they have like really bad controls and like they're just not very well designed. in
Well, I
general.
believe the ports remedy those because CDI really wasn't meant to
Be played.
Yeah.
wasn't meant for games like that where you're like instant input and platforming and action and stuff like that. Like they're meant for more geared towards FMV games and like certain sports games like golf where you line up your hit when you line up your stroke. Pick your club and all
Things
that.
are getting better all the time.
And then you put
Your
your
suck.
you
When
put-
you line up your suck.
you put your
That's right.
balls, you put your input in and then the shot goes. It doesn't need like
Balls.
reactionary input or anything like that. So never had a CDI, always wanted one.
No, I didn't either. There was for some reason there was an infomercial for the CDI that would run on TV like all the time, and I'll admit it did like kind of pique my interest at one point.
I played
It was
it,
very, very slick. They went out of their way to like try and like
make it look
disguise
good.
how crappy the system was.
Yeah, I played it at Sears here. Like Sears had a CDI demo.
Oh wow.
And it was a golf game and it like looked amazing and the golf was fine, but I was like, look at these graphics, because it was from what I remember, it was real people. Like it was just photos of real people in real places. And I was like, I really want this, but it was like what, $700 or something, like
Oh, yeah, it was
$600 at the
ridiculous.
time. So and then by the time I could have asked for one for my birthday, which I wouldn't have gotten anyway because that's too expensive, the thing was dead anyway. So
I was
it didn't
too
matter.
old to play games by then.
That's right. Stop playing games. Yeah, I'll never forget that. My parents, when the Sega Genesis came out, they got me a Genesis because I wanted one for my birthday. And my dad was like, these systems are too expensive. We just can't keep buying you new systems anymore. So it's going to have to, video games are going to have to end here. And I was like, no. And that's what led to me trading in a whole bunch of stuff. And my dad was like, I guess this isn't like a phase. I guess this is what he really likes. And then they were like, okay.
I'm glad they're cool. They were eventually
Then they
ended up
beat me.
being cool about it, just because Like, it's just so ridiculous to think about. I mean, yeah, it is money, but like, what else were you asking for? You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like, just don't
I
get you
wasn't-
anything else and get the
I think
video games.
for
like,
my mom, it wasn't an issue. For my dad, my video game playing
Just
wasn't
stop
an
taking him
issue
to
for
the
my
dentist and
dad.
you'll be fine.
He just didn't understand it. Like, he just didn't get it, which is like many things in his life. But it was more like he was coming to the point where he's like, he's got the NES. He's got, well, he didn't know what they were called, but he's like, he's got 4 video game systems. Isn't that enough now? It wasn't like, they stopped making games here. Now they make games for this. It was just like, he's got all these. Like, how many could there be? They got to be done soon. So he just saw it as like a racket. But yeah, he never gave me
Well,
crap
I
for
mean,
like playing.
When you think about it, sometimes it really does seem like a racket.
Well, nowadays with microtransactions and all that,
Oh,
sure.
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, my parents, both my parents never gave me crap for playing games. My dad just didn't get it.
Your
And my
dad
dad was
probably
never
was
like,
towing
get
the
outside
line.
and all this crap. Like, I went outside and played. It wasn't like I sat there playing video games all the time, but he, I can't ever really think of him complaining about it other than
He
like
was-
when he wanted to watch something on TV and I was on that TV, he'd be like, you got to stop playing. I want to see, I don't know, the Westminster Kennel Club show or some crap like that. But yeah, they were good. Yes, Mombrain?
Well, he was towing the line. Like, you're supposed to be like, you can't play video games forever. And in his defense, that stuff's really expensive. Like, that's a big expense. And like,
it is expensive.
it's not just like you buy the system and that's that. Like, I could totally see
Yes.
that being like, as a parent, I'm not spending money on a game a kid may or may not like. Or
And then I started trading stuff in and
Yeah.
lost all that stuff. Lost all my Game Boy games, and I traded in for what? For what? I don't even remember. What did I buy? Some garbage game that didn't matter. I can't remember.
Thank you.
Is that GameStop saying thank you?
it is.
That's where I took
yeah.
it to. The only game in town. All right.
Did you tell everybody we heard a real dad groan
You
on
didn't go to
vacation?
Funko Land?
Never ever.
I've been in one maybe twice.
I didn't go to Funko Land until after I could drive, and I only went there once for Kyle. Kyle was going there for, I don't remember what he was getting.
I thought we went once for
Funko Land?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Down by the
It's
White
upsetting his
Castle,
stomach. Let's
right?
stop talking about it.
What were you gonna say?
It's giving him
we heard a real dad groan.
Yes, but what was it about?
I don't remember.
You
but
asked him to buy you the new Switch that's coming
what
out,
it
right?
was, yeah.
Ugh.
Was it related to the cookies?
it could have been.
When I'm thinking
I
back
heard
on
it and I was like, how does he know that sound? And then I was
Oh,
like,
'cause
oh,
it's
he
him.
made that sound.
He normally makes that. All right. We got some great news this week. Nintendo officially recognizes, I didn't tell you. Oh, I did tell you this. Nintendo officially recognizes domestic gay partnerships for employees in Japan.
No, you did not tell me
Oh.
this.
This is a big deal because in Japan, gay marriage is not a thing. It's banned. Actually, like I want to say in June, the courts upheld that gay marriage is illegal in Japan. And Nintendo puts out their, what's it called? Corporate Social Responsibility Report every year. And it has 4 subsets in it. It's like, whatever. It doesn't matter. One of them's employees, and they go through all the stuff they're doing for employees. And one of them was this thing. So they said in their latest report, Nintendo is officially recognizing gay domestic partnerships in Japan. So in every place where it's legal, it doesn't matter because Nintendo recognizes it there. In Japan, it does matter because the law does not recognize it. But Nintendo is now saying, we recognize gay domestic partnerships. So anyone in their company in Japan will now have the same benefits that a traditional married couple will.
That's awesome.
So that was cool to hear.
And
Well, if it's illegal over there, then no one would be married over there in a gay
a
way, right?
domestic partnership maybe
is
like
why
is
they're
a different.
saying, that's why they call it in the report a
Oh, okay.
domestic partnership, because it doesn't.
So it's not like the
They found a
Japanese police
loophole.
could like knock down Nintendo's doors and like arrest
That's
Iwata
right.
or something.
Well, he's
For
dead, so
harboring
no.
Fugitives.
I wonder-
Exhume Iwata.
I wonder about not gay domestic partnerships.
I
Like-
think it's
like-
just domestic partnerships in general. They are
Yeah.
recognizing when
Friendly men.
that rest of the stuff
Well,
is
I
getting
mean, we're domestic partners.
too much into
right? Like,
the
we're
weeds.
not-
Yeah, I don't know. That's not discussed in
Does
the
it
report.
count?
Obviously, I think if it came up,
Does it-
Nintendo would say, yeah, it falls under domestic partnership.
Right.
So
start
it's not like,
over?
oh, you have to be gay.
But that's
for
like
this
a
to
nice
work.
way for them to be able to like get away with, as sick as it is that they have to get away with that. But
yeah,
to get away with it, to just say we're recognizing domestic partnerships.
it is. I'm trying to think of. It's pretty surprising for Nintendo. not Nintendo. I don't want to say Nintendo because they haven't had any issues with gay marriage or anything like that, but it is still surprising for the company to come out and say this is illegal in Japan. For us, we're saying it's not a thing. So their exact quote from the report says, "We introduced the partnership system in March 2021 as one initiative based on this philosophy. Although same-sex marriages are not currently recognized under Japanese law, this system ensures employees who are in a domestic partnership with a same-sex partner have the same benefits as employees in an opposite-sex marriage. We also established that a common law marriage between couples will be observed in the same way as a legal marriage." There you go. So common law counts too. So everybody gets in on it. So yes, that is awesome to see.
Aren't you and Mombrain kind of common law married at this
We
point?
would be if it was a thing in Jersey. It is not.
Oh,
it's not
okay. I
really.
didn't know
It's
that.
not.
I was gonna
Which means
ask
he
if,
cannot
like,
be covered by my insurance.
We found out that it is not. I believe it is in Pennsylvania, but it's a state by state
but
thing.
then we'd have to live in Pennsylvania.
We
Right.
aren't doing that. Look at
I
what's
was
doing
gonna
to my
ask
parents.
if like
Which
if
I
it
just escaped
resets
from.
when you move houses.
Houses,
It's like,
right?
no, you have to be together for this many years
Yeah.
in one location.
You were domestic at the other place,
Clock
but not here
starts
anymore.
now.
Reset
That's
the
it.
clock. PT says, "Good on them. I wonder if this will carry over into Fire Emblem or etc. Now." While Nintendo's been
That's
much
not
more
possible.
much more progressive with their games, especially in the recent couple of years. Now it's not, pick a gender or a sex. It's like pick a style or pick a whatever they call it, and clothing isn't locked to male or female or anything like that. You just pick what you want and wear what you want to wear. So yeah, I would imagine going forward that's going to be the case. But yes, a bit of feel-good news. That's great to see. Yes.
Interesting. I love that you can tell when I'm going to speak. Interesting that they waited till Reggie was gone to implement this. Interesting.
Oh no.
Hmm.
You're saying Reggie was holding them back?
I didn't say that. Oh, is that what you think? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did we just uncover something about Reggie?
No,
Something
we didn't.
controversial
No,
about
we
the most
definitely didn't.
beloved person to ever love NFTs
So he
and
hates
hate
unions.
The comment.
most
Oh, he hates
legendary
unions.
president.
That's true.
He hates civil unions.
Also included with this is
What's wrong with you?
in Nintendo. Nintendo's corporate social responsibility report. They talked a bit about their employee resource groups, and they say these have been part of Nintendo for a while, but they're expanding. And their aim is to make all employees feel welcome, heard, and included. One part that's been with Nintendo for years now is Black at Nintendo Dialogue, which they call Bond or Band, I guess, as in band together. That would make more sense.
Okay.
And the goal of this is for inclusivity through community outreach, employee engagement, and talent acquisition. Including, all right, so this is what Band was involved with in the last fiscal year, sponsoring charitable giving campaigns that featured the Northwest African American Museum in Seattle, the Museum of Contemporary African Diasporan Arts? Diasporan Arts? What's that?
Your
Inform me.
your diaspora is the way that you have. I believe that your culture and your community has been moved about.
I did not know that. And Museum of the African Diaspora, San Francisco.
Yeah.
Complementing Black History Month, the campaign theme of Mind, Body, and Soul Band focused on total wellness through activities that include boxing, dancing, cooking, health screenings, offered in partnership with the on-site employee clinic. This month's activities also featured a webinar discussing with Look, Listen, and Learn, an organization that produces television programming aimed at elevating the importance of diverse representation in education. There you go, Mombrain. Also at Nintendo is the Nintendo Women and Allies, which supports female employees by offering a variety of empowering opportunities to, by, and for women. So they list all their things that they did this year. And then finally, Nintendo also said that their mission is to bring in more female employees overall and promote them to higher positions. They said, based on the Act of Promotion of Women's Participation and Advancement in the Workplace enacted in April 2016 in Japan, Nintendo achieved its goal in fiscal year 2020 by increasing by 5% the cumulative percentage of female hires from the prior 5 years. In the following 5 years, which the Act also started new initiatives to increase the total percentage of female full-time employees hired or promoted to at least 30% over 5 years. So that has begun as of this fiscal year. So we'll see a check-in on that next year. Joe Shabadoo says, they also need to stop hiring so many uncles. No, but for real, this is encouraging while also feeling compulsory and required following some less than great PR earlier this year. The joke being everybody as a kid always said, my uncle works for Nintendo, or my
Oh,
friend's
really?
uncle works for Nintendo. Yeah, that's a long time Nintendo joke. Or video game. I guess it was more
I've never
Nintendo.
heard this one.
I have heard it.
That's weird. Yeah, I just started playing Nintendo this year though, so maybe that's why I haven't heard about this joke.
I heard about it through my uncle. He works at Nintendo.
Bob? Bob's your uncle?
Bob's my uncle. That's true.
Oh,
Uncle Bob that works at Nintendo.
Hot
Can I get a drum
UK.
roll, please, Mombrain?
You
What's your battery
sure
up there?
can. 39.
Oh, we'll be fine.
It was hard to see because
It's so low, I know. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak has now shipped 3 million copies.
3 copies.
So we heard that a week after Sunbreak launched, it shipped 2 million copies. Now, a week after that, it shipped 3 million copies. So a week's time gave us another million copies. This is the DLC expansion for Monster Hunter Rise.
This is digital then?
You can get a
Digital download?
physical release of it, but I believe that physical release includes a download code. They're not printing it on a game cartridge. You still can get a physical release of Monster Hunter Rise that includes the digital download code with it. So there is, like, you can walk into a store and pick up Sunbreak and you'll get everything. But I believe you have to download the actual Sunbreak expansion. But everything you need is in the box. Or you can get it digitally. They got a whole bunch of bundles, yeah. So if you haven't played Monster Hunter Rise at all, you can get everything all in one. If you have Rise, you can just get the Sunbreak expansion. And 3 million people out there have already picked it up. So
And
that's pretty great.
if you don't know if you're going to like it, there's a demo available
There
on
is a demo.
Switch Online.
The demo was for Monster Hunter Rise. Now the demo is for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. So if you go grab the demo now, it is a different demo than was released from a
When
year
did
ago.
that change? Just
like
recently?
the last week or so. Yeah, very
Like
recent.
the last 3 days, maybe even.
No, it was earlier than that. Why did you grab a demo? We'll talk about it
We'll
later.
talk about it later.
Steister says, so impressive thinking about how far Monster Hunter has come in the States. I've still never pulled the trigger and tried it, but maybe it's time I did. That's what I like to hear, Steister. Yeah.
Steister, I would say get the demo first.
It's it's really impressive. Like I said, there are a handful of franchises that have had that breakthrough moment, and seeing how it happened with Monster Hunter is very impressive. It can happen, and it can happen decades after a franchise exists. It just needs that perfect combination of gameplay or hardware or timing. You never know what it could be that'll make it break through. But yes, it had that moment. So there you go.
Sunbreak through.
Ooh, I like it. We had news everyone was waiting for. We had news a lot of people were waiting for this week. It is official. We have our release date for Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3, as promised, is coming this year. It comes out October 28th, 2022. So it is releasing this year. It is just about a holiday title. November, December is Nintendo's big holiday stuff, but Bayonetta's right there on the 28th, right in time for Halloween.
Yeah, that's a holiday.
Perfect timing.
It's a better fit for the holiday.
I agree. So you get that. We saw a brand new trailer for the game, which looked awesome and crazy, which is supposed to be, it's Bayonetta. So of course it's crazy. And there's some talk of it's a different version of Bayonetta in this game. I don't know. I don't know. Something's going on here.
I don't know either.
Something
man.
a little, something a little fishy.
A lot of people are excited.
I was going to say a lot of people are very excited for this.
So yeah, and it looks, it looks great. It looks more over the top than any other Bayonetta.
How many crotch shots were in this trailer?
Oh,
if it's-
that's something interesting we can
If
talk
it's
about.
less than 3,
Don't
me
you
out.
worry, Kirby. There's plenty of mature sexual content in this Bayonetta, as with previous ones. But this time around, they're adding a new mode. It's a mode where you can play the game in the living room with your family and not have to worry about those awkward moments. So all those where Bayonetta transforms into a less clothed version of herself wrapped in hair. Instead, this time around, she will wear her full clothing. So no nudity. And
Isn't that the point of the game, though? Or
it is not. No.
I haven't played the game, just so you
The
guys
point
know.
of the
I mean,
game
maybe
is
for
not
some people
nudity.
it is
Some
the
people,
point.
I'm sure, yes. But you can get other games with much more nudity in it than Bayonetta.
There was
And
fighting in this game?
Bayonetta's nudity is like implied, I would say, minus butt shots.
I,
Like
There
you
are a
never
lot of
see
butt
full on
shots.
nipple or anything.
what
in
I don't
Bayonetta.
understand is why did they go back and like screw up Mass Effect? Why don't you just have the family mode of Mass Effect where you don't see the butts, and then the Bayonetta mode where you see what you're supposed to be seeing?
Well, I don't know. Nintendo and Platinum are doing it the right way, I guess. I mean, I think
Finally.
this is a great way to do it. Listen,
It's a great way to do it.
if
I'm
you're
being
playing
serious.
Bayonetta, if
Yeah.
you played the first one, you are expecting a certain amount of lewd content. And I don't mean like you don't get it and you're angry about it. I mean like it's part of Bayonetta. So if you're going into the sequel, you're like, all right, this is going to have some
So it
risque
is
stuff
part of
in it.
Bayonetta.
Well, I mean, Bayonetta as a character does all that stuff to distract enemies, to kill them. So it's like a part of her character.
Is that what it
Um,
was?
Yes.
Yeah,
There's a
I mean,
distraction?
one of
Like,
the
Brilliant.
guys, there's like an army, not an army guy. There's like a bad guy in one of them that makes it. He makes some sort of comment about that, and she makes fun of him for it, and then kills him. I don't remember which game it is,
Oh.
the first or the second. Oh, speaking of that, the first one is coming out again on Switch physically. If you'd like a physical copy of the original Bayonetta, you can get that on Switch.
Will
but
that
yes.
have family mode?
Good question. I don't think so. I
That's
think
a
that's
good
just
question.
all out, not family mode.
Tradish.
Tradish. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. Give people a way to play it where they don't have to feel uncomfortable. And they can play it in front of all their family and friends.
And just to be clear, I don't, I've enjoyed the Bayonetta series up to this point, but I don't play these games for the lewd content or
Yeah.
for the story.
Story is always bat shovel insane.
It's headache inducing. There's so much like ridiculous like time travel nonsense.
I like the stories, but they are, yes. I'm not going to even pretend like I know everything that's going on in the story, but they are very entertaining.
It's like as convoluted as Metal Gear stuff.
Oh, I don't know if it's that bad.
I'm gonna say no, even though
You're not watching 20-minute cutscenes
Yeah,
where
yeah.
the whole time you're
You're
like,
not getting
what
that.
is
You
this?
just things happen and you're like, what's going on here? Like, it's just weird. It's just weird.
It's
But
funny
it makes sense to somebody.
That you said it's a different Bayonetta because I saw like that one screenshot and I was like, that doesn't look
Something's
like her.
up.
But I'll
Something's
tell
up.
you what does look like that the old Bayonetta is that one, and she looks like she's got a little scar on her face.
Something's going
so-
on. Yeah, I think there's some, as Kirby was saying, time traveling nonsense going on here.
maybe it's Bayonetta's mom who
which was part of a story.
who was managed to time travel or something.
It's
Something
possible.
like that because they pretty much look the same.
Isn't one
Yeah.
of those stories that like you're protecting Bayonetta as a child?
Yeah, you're protecting your
Yes.
past self or something.
Yeah.
All sex out.
Because-
all
yeah,
sex out.
because
All
you're-
checks out. All sex out.
Wow.
Sex out. My goodness.
You're
We
mean.
gotta
Freudian
stop
slip.
talking about Bayonetta.
I don't even know
It's
what I
getting
was
you
gonna
too
say.
riled. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
First comment comes from Entropy, and they say, yes, finally. And how insanely amazing
Yeah.
it looks. Platinum really
It's
poured a lot of their
wonderful.
souls into this one. Absolutely worth the wait. Yeah, it looks like everything Bayonetta cranked up to 11. It looks awesome.
Did they pour their souls into it though? We don't really know yet.
We don't know yet. They poured their
We
souls
could
into the
come out-
trailer.
Could come out and we could play and be like, oh, they did.
Not
I
enough
think
soul
there's certain franchises where I feel you can rest assured that you're going to be getting a good experience, and Bayonetta, I would say, is one of them. Like, it's Platinum's flagship franchise. They don't have another franchise where everybody points to them and are like, they made this. It's Bayonetta. That's their mascot for the
Did they
lack
do
of a.
Astral Chain. Is that the one?
They did Astral Chain, which is also a million seller. They've done a whole bunch of things, some not so hot in the sales department, but Nintendo believed in Bayonetta, so they scooped it up. Nintendo, Sega, and Platinum Games working together. Who would have thunk it? Hey, what do we got here? We got the European game sales for June 2022, my friends. I'm looking for, this is all, I'm just looking for your top 10. This is all of Europe, and this is all of video games. I'm just looking for guesses for the top 10 for June throughout Europe.
E-Ring, Elden R.
E-Ring is number 10. Yes, just make it.
It's still there.
Very
FIFA.
good. FIFA is number 2. Yes.
I'm sorry. What was the criteria again?
June,
June,
Europe,
Europe,
all systems.
GTA 5.
GTA 5. Yes, number 4. Always and forever.
You don't need any of that criteria for that one. Though.
Yeah, right.
Animal Crossing. Make it on
Animal
there?
Crossing. No.
The all of Europe.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is number 11.
Oh,
Ooh.
Almost. I'll take one more correct guess and then we'll
What
move
was
on.
that Horizon game?
Horizon Forbidden West. Yes, number 9.
Nice.
Very good.
Mm.
All right, number 1. I'll give you hints.
Oh, there's one that I know because it's the GIF of the, or not the GIF, but the JPEG
Oh.
or whatever of the
Picture.
story.
A picture. Yes, thank you
Picture.
for calling it a JPEG. It's probably a PNG, but it could be a JPEG. I don't know. Well, do you want to say
Thumbnail. The
it?
thumbnail.
The thumbnail. There you go. Well, you can just say it.
Strikers. Mario Strikers.
Mario Strikers, as it's called in Europe, Mario Strikers Battle League Football is number 3. Yes. Number 1. Okay. You know they're big into soccer, but apparently there's one sport that's
NBA
bigger in
2K
Europe.
Polo.
Not polo, not NBA 2K.
Racing?
That's number 12, by the way. Racing,
Oh.
yes.
Formula One or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
F1 2022.
Oh,
I feel
is
like I could
number
do
1.
that, by the way.
Okay.
I feel like I could be a good.
that'd be cool.
F1er.
Well, you got the
Yeah.
background.
I do. I raced go-karts for a long time.
F1 is number 1. FIFA's number
Yeah,
2.
it's basically the same.
Same thing.
Mario Strikers number 3. Number 4 is Grand Theft Auto. Okay, you didn't guess number 5. We've talked about it many times.
Call of
Family
Duty,
friendly.
bro.
Disney owns it.
Star Wars?
Oh, Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Number 6, first party Switch game, and Switch is in the title.
Switch,
Switch
Sports.
Switch Sports. Number 7. It's about making hats.
Oh, RDR2.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 8, a new entry on the list. Okay. It's like a B horror movie where you make decisions.
House of the Damned. What was that?
House of the Dead? No.
House of the Dead. Didn't they release
It stars a couple of real actors and
it?
their
It's a full motion
likenesses.
game?
No. It's a regular polygonal game.
Until Dawn. Part 2.
Good guess. It's
Yeah, I was
I
trying to
believe
remember
that's
what
the
that
same
game was called.
company. I might be wrong on that, but
Dead by Daylight or Dying Light or
The Quarry.
oh yeah.
The Quarry is the
Oh.
new one from that team. I believe it's
I
that
haven't heard
team.
of it.
I'll check the chat.
Hmm.
9 is Horizon Forbidden West, and 10 is E-Ring. You guys did great.
Earring
Elden
Elden
R.
R. Yes.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Here's the other stats for you or for
You have to
Europe
shorten it by making it longer.
in June. Over 377,000 consoles were sold across Europe. Switch saw an increase of over 21% and a nearly 35% increase over June last year. So over monthly and over yearly. That's great. And overall console sales are down 21%. So Switch is up in both cases. Consoles in general are down. 12.8 million games were sold across Europe. That's over 30% over June last year. 4.7 million games were sold physically. That's 24% up year over year. 8.1 million of those games were digital. That's up 33% year over year. Mario Strikers Battle League was number 2 overall for the month. And Mario Strikers was a big hit in, it's a European country. And
Europe.
yes.
England.
Cyprus.
No.
France.
France. Yes, France. It was 40% of the game's total sales in June were in France. In 3 weeks, Strikers has already outsold Mario Golf Super Rush. 1.3 million accessories were sold. That's up 24% over the same period last year.
Can we guess what accessories?
I don't have them. I'm sorry.
microphone,
I think the
please?
DualSense controller was number 1, this PS5 controller. And finally, over 1.2 million points and online subscription cards were sold during the year. That's up 10%. So a great month for Nintendo in Europe.
Yeah, I think that was like the first time that I saw positive news and like their stock price went up that day.
Nintendo's went up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Usually
somebody
it's
must not have
like-
been paying attention.
Usually it's like, oh, great sales, huge
Yeah.
sales, great numbers, and
Sell
like,
the stock
sell,
now.
sell.
Yeah. Also,
Numbers.
speaking of great numbers, TMNT Shredder's Revenge has sold more than 1 million copies
Yeah.
in a week.
Here's a question: Does the version that I purchased count as one of the million sold, even though I won't receive it until?
I'm gonna guess these are digital
October?
only numbers. Numbers.
Oh, okay.
So yes, and here's the thing: does this include Game Pass numbers? They didn't say. I don't think it does.
That's not a sell,
Because
right?
that would be that's not a sale, that's an access. But yeah, 1 million in a week, so that's great. And remember, Nickelodeon originally approached the developers about making a game for another Nickelodeon property, which we don't know what it was, But the developers were like, hey, how about instead we do a Turtles game and we do it old school? So when you have a million units sold in a week, seems like that was the right decision to make.
That's awesome.
And the game is excellent. King Broly says 1 million copies sold, still buggy as heck.
Is it
Single
buggy?
player, I haven't noticed any bugs. Online, I've certainly had issues.
Man, I only played that one time online with you guys, so I don't recall any bugs, but
I didn't
it's only one time.
I didn't experience any bugs in my single player at all. Not even one, but online I certainly have had some issues.
What about? Well, I guess that would be a spoiler, and I don't know. So let's
What?
not talk about it.
He was gonna say bugs as an enemy, I think,
Yeah.
like a
Oh,
joke,
Baxter
and
Stockman, is he there?
Read them like a book, baby.
Wow, that was good.
Like a book. The only reason I knew that is because I was gonna make the same bad joke, and I was like, you know what, I better.
And might I add,
All right, Mombrain, can you? Yeah, we gotta do. Or I'm sorry, Josh, can you throw us to commercial, please?
You know, Josh has trouble with that.
I believe in you, Josh. You got it this time.
Oh,
Search
boy.
your feelings, Josh. You know
Josh
it to be
is-
true.
Josh is really.
You underestimate the power of the dark side.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Josh, we need the commercial break, please.
We'll be right
Thank you,
back
Josh.
after a word from our sponsors.
What Mad Universe is a podcast where two guys delve into the history of sci-fi, fantasy, and horror, and the impact it's had on pop culture.
Everything's the same politically, but we have ray guns.
The actual motive isn't to explore something that's quote
Yeah.
scientifically possible or
But neither is Star Wars, and I know there's arguments about that, but I would definitely consider Star Wars science fiction.
you haven't
It's-
read Dune.
No, I
You
haven't.
can never be the Kwisatz Haderach.
What Mad Universe on the HyperX Podcast Network.
Take a time machine back to before the world went to hell, around the year 2000.
The 80s and 90s were so rad. The movies, the music, the TV, the games, that's what I want to talk about.
If you're cool enough,
Join us and listen to Less Than 2000, because that's all we talk about.
Adam and Chad live
Less Than 2000. Now part of the
HyperX
Podcast Network.
There you go. No,
Now part of the
HyperX
Podcast Network.
there you go. No live ad, no ad read this week because Prime Day's over. Did anybody buy anything on Prime Day?
Nah.
I didn't find anything. I don't believe. Actually,
I didn't see
yes,
any- Oh,
I did. Thanks to Mombrain, she hooked me up with the sweet McKeat, and
Was it good? Was
I
it worth
ended up-
it?
I think it was. I think it was.
I said to him, I was like, should
Oh,
I
the
send
power
this to do or
tools
not?
or
And he was
whatever.
like, yeah, send it.
Yeah, it was. It was great. Real affordable, like electric driver drill. I got
Nice.
and like a driver
Boom,
drill
boom,
set,
bing, boom, bam, boom,
all for
boom,
like a
boom, bing, boom, bam,
fraction of what it
Excellent.
would be, and it came with the
boom,
batteries
bing,
and
boom,
everything,
bang,
and like a
Ooh.
charger.
bing,
So
boom, bang, boom,
yeah, it was like
Home Depot.
At first,
was
I
pretty
thought you were
great.
doing Unsolved Mysteries.
Much as I, yeah, me
Bam, boom,
too.
bing, boom, bam,
Much as
boom,
I
boom,
hate
bam,
seeing
boom,
money
bing,
go
boom,
to
bam.
Jeffrey Bezos and his union busting,
Wow.
I'm glad to see some money stay in your pocket.
yeah, well,
The
thank you.
money.
I couldn't resist taking a look at the sweet Makita is what we call it.
Thanks for telling us.
How about
Makita.
how about you guys
Oh.
with nice? How about you two with the Teddy Fresh 50% off?
I
that
bought two
hit you?
things. They're
You
on
did?
their way.
Good.
I didn't know that.
I got.
Hi, TKO.
I texted you.
No, I think he's
No,
saying he
I
didn't
didn't know she
that
bought
I got.
anything.
Oh,
There
cool.
were a couple of things I wanted and they didn't have in my size.
Hi, Drake.
Uh,
Hi, Grant Smith.
but I got a floral, not the toile,
Hi,
but a
Tasha.
floral sweatshirt that's excellent.
Cool.
Hi,
And
Solid Master.
I think that we need to go somewhere both wearing our sweatshirts to like drive people bananas when they
Nice.
look at them.
They had
And
a
then
shirt.
a long sleeve like turtleneck, like almost like a mock turtleneck, and it says Teddy Fresh and it's striped and it's got like a different color on each sleeve and the body.
Yeah.
Pretty excited.
I,
They had a shirt that I wanted, but it was sold out.
Yeah, and all those Mortal Kombat shirts were gone, and like a lot of the Rick and Morty stuff. I did end up getting a Rick and Morty shirt,
Oh,
but I wanted this Rick and Morty hoodie that I didn't get. But yeah, it was cool that they had that big sale because that stuff is really expensive, and like, to be honest, I'm too old to wear any of it and look cool. So I was like, for half price I can wear it.
you look cool to us, damn it.
and it's good
Thanks,
quality
Mom.
stuff. Like
Oh yeah, I think it's. I mean, from what I've seen
Yeah.
so far, it
My
seems
mom
good
says
quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was cool that you did that. I'm funny because like I like a lot of the women's clothes on there, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I couldn't pull off this blouse.
Sure, you could.
Like I could with the Radiohead stuff, but
No, you can definitely.
Yeah.
More often than not, when I'm looking at clothes that I want, I'll see designs for the women options where I'm like, I like this better. I want this. I just know I'm not going to fit into it. Maybe soon. No, maybe soon.
Yeah.
Soon. All right, North America.
Oh my gosh.
Shishi.
After the podcast, we'll have to
Gotta
tell
tell a
everybody
Shishi
about
story?
the Shishi story. We have tons of Shishi, by the way.
Do we?
I'm pretty sure we do.
We got to try it. North America, what do we get this week? We got Ambition, a minuet in power. We also
Ooh.
got Apico, which is a bee simulator game. Arcade Archives, Rabio Lepus. I guess it's Lepus because Lepus is rabbit, right?
Yes, in Latin.
There you
I
go.
believe.
So Rabio Rabbit. Oh, we saw a license plate, Jessica Rabbit, on the way here.
Wait, did you say Rabio or Ravio?
Rabio.
Okay. Wasn't the rabbit guy from that? What was the Zelda game on 3DS?
Minish
Link
Cap
Between
Link Between Worlds.
Wasn't the rabbit guy named Ravio?
You're
Yeah.
right.
I
He
believe
was.
That's what yeah.
And the other rabbit guy from New Super Mario Brothers is named Nabbit because he steals everything and he looks like a rabbit. Big Double XL Kids Games Collection, 11 in 1. Bit Orchard, Animal Valley Ultimate Edition. Bunny Must Die, Chelsea and the Seven Devils. Comic Coloring Book Complete Edition, Draw. Crazy Plane Landing. Darker Skies. DC League of Super Pets, The Adventures of Crypto and Ace, because that movie's out or coming out or whatever.
Oh, right. They made a movie about Superman's dog.
I got something for you. Who's seen, what's
There's
the
also
name
that
of that?
other
Paws of
Paws one.
Fury. Who's seen
Yeah.
the trailer for Paws of Fury?
Oh, God. I read a review. It got an F from the AV Club.
Well,
I
'cause
saw
they
a
said it was super
TikTok.
racist.
I found out something about that movie.
Oh, there's a Mel Brooks connection.
It's animated.
Yes,
It's
it's an
animated.
animated version of Blazing Saddles.
And he voices one of the characters
Yes.
too, which I had no idea.
I had
Really?
no idea. Yeah. I read all about it yesterday. It was fascinating. Endling, Extinction is Forever comes out on July 19th. So a few more days for that. 2 more days.
Well,
looks good. That's what the fox is, right?
I'm playing that for a review right now. I'll talk
Endling.
about it
Oh,
later.
yeah.
You rat.
That the DC
Jungle Rat Rob.
the DC League of Super Pets. It kind of gave me like a flashback because I feel like
Jungle Rat Rob.
I
Jungle
feel like-
Rat Meat Cowboy.
movie franchise games kind of like died off for a while, and this just gave me like a flashback to
Yeah.
like poorly thrown together movie
There's one
franchise. I
company-
don't know what it looks like or how it plays, but like
There's one company that's doing all of these, like the
Oh,
movie
yeah.
tie-ins. Yeah, so they all look not so hot.
Oh wait, but so this Paws of Fury movie, it has like no connection to the video game that came out.
It's
in the
funny
90s that
because
was
I
called
looked
Paws of
up
Fury,
that
right?
and to see, and it doesn't. No,
Okay.
crazy,
What a
right?
weird coincidence.
I know. Fallen Angel, Family Chess Deluxe Edition, Farm Simulator USA car games, Firefighter, Car Fire Truck Sim Driving 2022 Simulator, Forklift Extreme, Gloom and Doom, Goner 2, Lose Your Head Deluxe Bundle. That's 2 games in 1. Goner 2 is awesome. Growbot, Harlow, Hazel Sky, Growbot. Yes, Growbot. Do you know him, Josh Growbot?
No, not at all.
Just a
I'm the
coincidence?
star of the show.
Oh, okay. Hell
what's
Pages.
Growbot like?
That story was boring and
I
dumb.
believe it's a musical point and click, if I remember correctly.
Moving
sorry.
on.
Not
Moving.
Growbot, Goner 2.
Moving on.
Goner 2, Josh. We're talking about Goner 2. The other ones.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. It's a game procedurally generated. You run around and shoot things, but you collect their heads to get different abilities.
Mm.
It's interesting.
Is it made by the people that made like Guacamelee and stuff?
No.
Oh.
It's made by people who made
Raw.
Goner.
Raw Fury.
Hunter X, JDM Drag Racing, Car Driving Simulator 2022 games. Sure. Kursk, Long Live the Queen, Loud, what? Luberman and the Legend of Animal Warriors. Sure.
Congratulations, Lou.
Sure,
Can you spell
whatever.
that?
Luberman.
Okay.
I will not say Lubberman. I'm definitely saying Luberman.
It's definitely Luberman. Yeah.
Marimo versus IAS. Mira, A Bird's Flight. Mothman 1966. This looks interesting. It's like an old adventure style game done with like what was the system that had like
I don't know. you're the-
pink, blue, black, and white colors. Is that
I mean, that was
the
my
Tandy?
IBM whenever I tried.
Oh yeah, it's done in
on
that
my old
visual
family
style.
computer whenever I tried to play games.
Oh,
on
is
it.
a digital novel or a virtual
It's
novel?
more visual novel adventure game. Yeah, it
And you're
looks
trying to-
interesting.
and you're like trying to track down Mothman.
Yeah, no Richard Gere in this one. though.
Oh, never mind.
Our summer sports. Pascal's Wager, definitive edition. I've heard good things about that game. Pixel Game Maker series, Jetman. Plan B from Outer Space, a Bavarian Odyssey. Rayland. Retro Pocket Rocket.
It is a pretzel game.
It is, yeah. I meant to say that. It definitely is a pretzel game. Running on Magic. Seduction.
I mean,
A
it's-
Monk's Fate. This is a
Ooh.
Monk's Fate, not Amongst Fate. This is for mature audiences only. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Shred remastered. Here you go. Way Forward's new game. Spider Soars. It's Contra, but with dinosaur spider creatures.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
Dinosaur.
like sores.
no, Sours.
Yeah, it's the sequel to
It
Monkey
is,
Pox.
talking about dinosaurs. Talking about spider stars.
Check this out. I think it's monkeypox. No, that's definitely dinosaurs.
Wow. Striker modes. Super Toy Cars 1 and 2 bundle. Super UFO Fighter. Superola Championship Edition. Table of Tales, The Crooked Crown. The Galactic Junkers. Universal
Galactic
Flight
Chunkers.
Universal Flight Simulator. Oh boy. Vezerthos, The Heir of Thunder. Worth Life. And Zell. Now, Zell I was really interested in, but I think I've heard some bad things about the Switch version. I don't know if all versions are like that, but it seems like the Switch version might not be so hot. But that's just what I've heard.
So that
Robot.
makes you not interested in it?
I'm still interested, but I'm a little nervous. I need to look more into it. Popple says, Grobot? Josh, is that your cousin? Josh, I'm sorry it came up again.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Grobot came up again. Unless that's your way of saying you don't want to talk about it.
Shut up. I don't care.
Oh, well, this seems
Well,
like
now
there's
we
some
need-
bad blood.
Boring. Now we need a
Boring.
Gorg game. If we have all these family
Robot
members
and
from the
Gorg.
podcast
Don't let the
involved.
limes hit the ground.
Nikki Hill? Do you Josh, I'm sorry. In television, says Retsuza. Yeah, that could have been it. ZX Spectrum, sure, they all count. Josh, we need our Nikki Hill intro.
I don't want to be here.
Eggplant, this is amazing. There he is, Robot. Josh, are you okay, Josh?
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases. Boring.
Oh,
Thank you, Josh.
Boring.
These are the European Switch shop releases for the week of July 14th, the year of our Lord 2022. I don't want to be here, Josh. So physical and digital, you got DC League of Super Pets. I guess they have superheroes in Europe as well, huh?
mm-hmm.
The Adventures of Crypto and Ace. FIST, Fist, Forged in Shadow Torch, physical and digital.
Heard good things about the Switch version.
Time on Frog Island, or Toffee, digital and physical. Don't spend too much time on Frog Island, you'll get warts.
Oh,
Ambition, a Minuet in Power, Minuet. Cursed Island, Darker Skies, Firefighter, Car Fire Truck Sim Driving 2022 Simulator.
Sure, whatever.
First Time in Paris, Collector's Edition. Galactic Pioneer, Robot. Oh, Josh, is that your cousin?
Oh, no. Poor
That
Josh.
story was boring and
Okay.
dumb.
Hell Pages, my lord. House Builder. Is that a simulation game?
I'll look while you continue.
Hunter X, Crut, The Mythic Wings.
Crut?
Crut. K-R. No, it's Crut. K-R-U-T.
Like instead of saying crud,
Become
crud.
a one-man construction crew and build houses like a simple African mud hut as complex as a super modern, energy-saving architectural marvel. There you go.
Okay.
Mud butt.
It's a lot for one person.
Mud Crut.
Kursk or Karsk.
Oh, fudge crut.
Loud. Marimo vs. IAS. Mothman 1966. Pascal's Wager Definitive Edition. Pixel Game Maker Series Jetman.
Very nice.
Rayland. Is that like a different version of Rayman?
Rip off of Rayman, yeah.
Everybody loves Rayland.
Running on Magic. I didn't know they had Dunkin' Donuts in Europe as well.
Good luck.
Sengoku Princess.
Asian letter.
Shred, which when I first saw, I was excited. I thought it was Shrek. Shred Remastered.
Not
Super
yet.
Toy Cars 1 and 2 Bundle. Super UFO Fighter. Superola Champion Edition. Table of Tales, The Crooked Crown. The Last Run. It's a dead zombie shooter. Universal Flight Simulator. Zverthos. The air
It's a tough one to
of
say.
thunder, not air as in breathing in. Air as in,
Heir to the throne.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
The heir to the thunder.
Mhm.
Worth Life and Hot Wheels Unleashed, but that's just some new DLC.
New DLC, that's correct. Is there a comment there, Nicky Hill?
Yeah, it looks like there might be. Shillelagh says, Time on Frog Island looks interesting. Fist, forged in Shadow Torch, unfortunately, I hear, has technical issues on Switch.
The only issue I've really heard people talk about are long loading times. That seems to be the one sticking point. So if you're not really sensitive to that, my understanding is it's a good port of the game. So
I mean, I thought the loading times in Metroid Dread were too long. So
I don't even remember them.
perhaps.
yeah.
I'm
Dread.
the star of the
Wow,
show.
very good. Thank you, Nicky
I
Hill.
might be
I'm
too
the
picky.
star of the show.
Thank you, Josh Grobot, and everybody.
You okay, Josh? Josh,
I'm
we
the
love.
star of the
Yes,
show.
Josh, we love you. You're the star of the show. We're not interested
Hell
in this
yeah.
other robot.
That was a really great story.
Nintendo has acquired a new animation studio. They have acquired the Japanese CG animation studio Dynamo Pictures. They have a 100% stake in the company, and the deal will be finalized on October 3rd. And Nintendo will rename them to Nintendo Pictures.
Do they make animated like series or films, or do they do animations for like cutscenes and games?
Well, let me tell you, Dynamo Pictures has worked on things such as the Pikmin shorts that Nintendo released a while ago, Metroid Other M, and they've done stuff for Monster Hunter World, Persona 5, Death Stranding, Nier Replicant, and many other games. So they focus on in-game movies, but they have done standalone shorts before, but for Nintendo. So Nintendo said, hey, we like your Pikmin work and we like your Metroid Dread work, so you're coming with us. Oh, no, not Dread. I'm sorry. Metroid Other M. So we like your cutscenes in that game, so now you're ours. And Nintendo says they will, quote,
We like the cut of
focus
your
on
scenes.
development of visual content utilizing Nintendo IP. So does that mean movies or stuff for games or both? We don't know. But Nintendo thought it was worth to purchase the company, so there you go. Sokar says, can't wait for a Fire Emblem, Wario Land, Super Mario, Kirby, Metroid, and Star Fox TV shows. Heck, even WarioWare can work wonders. Yeah, I don't know if that's what they're doing.
We like
fully
the cut of your
CG show.
gifs instead of, right? I don't know.
Sure.
Cut of your jib.
So we'll see what they're doing. We don't know yet. Here's a note worth pointing out for our friends in Europe. If you're in Europe, specifically France, Germany, and Spain, the My Nintendo store is down for you right now. And when is it coming back? We don't know, because Nintendo has said it's undergoing extended technical maintenance. So that means you can't buy any of the physical rewards that are on those shops. You can't do any of your normal Nintendo game shopping through that shop if you want. So if you ordered anything from there before the maintenance, it will come to you as planned, not affected. You just can't buy anything there now. So if you were looking for a physical goodie that is specifically on that shop, you will have to wait in those regions. And again, no return time selected or mentioned, so we'll just have to wait until Nintendo's like, okay, it's back. So enjoy, friends in Europe.
What did we tell everybody last week? We said, go get all your stuff.
Go.
TKO said Dew called it last week, I think.
There you
Thank
go.
you, TKO.
So yeah, hopefully you got something if you wanted it. Stare Wigglery says, I wonder what that will mean for Xenoblade 3 Special Edition. Well, I'm happy to answer that for you, my friend. You're okay. If you pre-ordered already, you're getting it just as you should have. So no worries there. But yeah, probably has something to do with the Xenoblade 3 situation, because Nintendo realized twice in a row that they were woefully unprepared for the amount of people who wanted to buy that special edition. So now they're like, all right, we got to overhaul this thing. Let's just take it down and make it work right and bring it back when it's ready. So a little bit of annoyance now to prevent future annoyance, which I guess is a good thing. Speaking of future annoyance for Deux, here's a story about Reggie.
Everything could fall in that category.
Reggie held another event for his book, Disrupting the Game, in which he had a Q&A. And
Who
of course,
hasn't read this book by now? I mean, everybody must have read it the way he's going on and on about it.
so he did a Q&A where people obviously asked him about video games and Nintendo, and here's some tidbits he had to say. Reggie believes the Kinect was good technology, but the content wasn't there to support it, which I would agree with. Like, you look at the Wii and you can think of a whole bunch of Wii games that you played that were great because of the controller. When you look at Kinect, I can't even think of an example. The hell, what Kinect? Was there Kinect Sports? Was there Kinect some kind of thing?
Probably.
I think there was a
Go
Kinect
for
Sport.
it,
one here who
Red.
had a
Go
Kinect.
for
What
it.
is that?
Wasn't there the Kinect Animals or something too?
Kinectimals? I believe you're right.
There was
Oh my
Milo.
God,
There was that
that's
Star Wars game
illegal.
where
Should be illegal,
it
right?
was dancing and you had to make Han Solo dance before he was put in kryptonite. Carbonite, sorry.
I remember
Really,
that.
you had to make
I
him
don't
dance.
see how you could
You
argue
had
that
to
they
dance.
didn't utilize this.
You're right.
Well,
The more I talk about it, there was
It was like,
a dance
what was
game.
the song that was playing? It was like, I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
Yeah,
Something like that.
you're right.
That's
You're-
real?
Yes.
I've seen clips.
Yes.
oh my God, I
sorry.
think
They
I'd rather
changed
play
Raiden
Kinectimals.
Solo to Han Solo or whatever. Retsuza says the Kinect is not fun. I'm gone solo. I'm gone solo.
Thank you.
Says Drake.
Anything else that you had nothing to do with Reggie that you want to comment about? I mean, what did he have to do
Hold
with
on,
Kinect?
hold on.
Anything?
Hold on. He was asked by someone in the crowd.
Well,
This
someone
is a
in the-
Q&A.
Yeah, he planted that person. Though.
Ask me about the Kinect.
Man, he's diabolical.
Sure, you asked me about the Kinect.
Reggie also said the Kinect was, if the Kinect was sold as an, or no, he says because the Kinect was sold as an add-on, it hurt. Which again, I agree. You know, people already had their Xbox and now they're being sold on the Kinect and they're like, well, what am I going to play with it and why do I want it? And they didn't. And Reggie said finally when Xbox or when Microsoft did do the Xbox and Kinect bundle, it was just too much money. I don't know anybody that had one. I had one. Who else?
You were the only person.
I think that's it.
And Sony should be thanking their lucky stars because, well, they like to think that they're so cool for the PlayStation 4, but no, it's because you were going up against the Kinect. Like,
Reggie said he was largely responsible for the marketing on the Wii U.
oh, was he?
there you go.
Interesting. Yeah. Anything else that you were largely responsible for?
And he says the Wii U
Wow! Incredible!
the Wii U didn't have a killer game at launch. Nintendo thought Nintendo Land would be the killer software, but it wasn't. And he said also the Wii U suffered from software pacing because the software wasn't strong after launch. Nintendo says hitting the Nintendo level
Great
of
job,
quality on
Reggie.
Wii U games took longer and longer. So because of that, things just continued to slow down. And he also said that Nintendo's proprietary engines just weren't as good as Unreal Engine or Unity, which is years ago Nintendo made the decision, hey, we could spend a lot less time on these games if we started implementing some of these third-party engines and just focus on making the games instead of building a new engine every time. So that's what they did for some of their games, and they certainly worked out for them. So there are still games that use proprietary engines from Nintendo, but there's other games that Nintendo builds where they use third-party engines. So it makes sense. And finally, Nintendo had a big debate on jumping to other engines and tools instead of using their own. So it wasn't just a quick like, oh, let's do it. Yeah, this was a great idea. They struggled with the decision, but eventually decided to go with it. And it was the right one. Shillelagh says, that's a lot of mistakes with the Wii U, and these are only the ones Reggie's admitted to. There's far more. At least he's being honest.
I was just about to say, it's good that he's being honest about these shortcomings.
Then there's the quote about Reggie saying he was responsible for the marketing of the Wii U, and Shillelagh says, yikes, the marketing of the Wii U was a complete disaster. True. It was. There's no other way to put it. It was a disaster.
Yeah.
I thought about that too.
I'd like to get my hands on the guy who named that stupid thing.
I'm sure it was multiple people who signed off and they were all wrong. Pokemon Puzzle League is now available on the Switch Online expansion
I'm sorry,
pack.
did RMC just agree with me about a bad name for something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Oh my god!
It was a very confusing name. I mean, we know that now. And like I've said many times, I was sitting in the theater after they gave the Wii U presentation, and I was like, there's trouble.
What if they,
and I took a picture of myself because I was like, nobody's gonna believe that I felt like this, so I took the picture.
Can we see this picture?
Oh no, definitely not.
I
going
lost
somewhere
it,
on Facebook. It's
But
still
going by
there.
the way you rename things, what would you have been happier if they called it W urine?
We
Wow. That's
Yes.
amazing. I would have been happier.
We-
It wouldn't have sold any better.
W urine.
Wow. I
the
never
best
thought
name
of
has
that.
been sitting there right in front of us. You finally brought it to
W
fruition.
urine. The Nintendo W urine is perfect.
Doesn't get any better than that. So
That's what I'm going to be calling my W urine from now
you've
on.
been using the W urine a lot
I have
lately,
been
so.
way more than ever before.
So yeah, if you have the Switch Online expansion pack service, then you have access to Pokemon Puzzle League. But here's the thing people are more excited for. Pokemon Puzzle League was that the last announced? No, it wasn't the last announced game. I think I'm wrong. Whatever. People are like, well, all the games Nintendo announced for the expansion pack are out now, so they're done. So Nintendo made a point to say on Twitter, more Nintendo 64 games will be added to the Switch Online expansion pack. Stay tuned. So there you go. Just because we've gotten all the games they showed doesn't mean that more aren't coming. So more are coming. So all your other favorite N64 games like Buck Bumble and Turok, Beetle Adventure Racing, San Francisco Rush, War Gods.
I don't think
Snowboard
I don't think
Kids.
War Gods is anyone's favorite game.
Naming everybody's favorites.
But
Blast Corps.
what was that?
Mutant League Football. Winback 2. Was that on a 64?
What was that game that Treasure made?
Quest 64. Treasure. Mischief Makers.
Oh, I was
Now,
thinking
that's
of
a
the
good
other
one.
one that was like kind of a shooter.
Sin and Punishment.
Thank you.
That might be on there already.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Miss Me Real says excellent. I have over 150 hours sunk into the N64 app so far. Keep the good times going. N64 is my all-time favorite Nintendo console, and having these games up-resed, portable, and with save states or traditional saves, as some people call them,
Thank you
has
very
been a
much.
real dream. Well, there you go. There's one satisfied customer right there. Final top story. What we got? Oh, my God. Do you hear something? I think I hear something.
Hey, be quiet. I think I hear something. NPD, 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 NPD. Is that what I sound like?
Thank you, Josh. It's been a while since we've heard that. All right, everybody. NPD. We got the top 20. I'm looking for your top 10. All video game sales just for June.
E-Ring Elden R.
In the United States.
Beat
E-Ring
me to
Elden
it.
R is numero uno. Yes.
Dang it.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
I don't think it was on there last year, was it? Or
It's
last
not
month?
on here.
Really?
Not on
How is
here.
that
I'll go
possible?
slowly.
That's not possible.
It's not on here.
What
Is
about
Kirby still on there?
Red Dead Redemption 2?
All right. Kirby and the Forgotten Realm is number 8. Yes, number 8. Red Dead, you said? No, that's gone.
Mario
Gone.
Kart 8 Deluxe.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was number 8 last month. It's number 6 this month. It went
Wow.
up 2 spots.
Gran Turismo?
Gran Turismo. No, that thing is gone.
Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars is number 2.
Okay.
Number 2 last month. Number 2 this month.
Oh, there's more, isn't there?
We covered Madden.
No
and
one has said
NFL,
Madden.
FIFA.
Yeah, just like take all the
General
sports, ones
sports
out of there.
games. All right. Is that your answer? General sports games?
Yeah. Are we allowed to do that? Is that
Sure.
common out?
Wait, that
Yes.
works.
It's like half the list.
Yes.
every
MLB
single
The Show
week.
2022 is number 4. And that's all for your sports in the top 10.
Mario Strikers.
Mario Strikers is number 3. Debuted at number 3. So the highest debut or the number 1 game single SKU. Number 3 game overall. I'll take one more before I
The
give
Call
you
of
guys the rest.
Duty, bro.
Call of Duty Bro is number 11.
What about that Horizon?
Horizon.
Gone?
Keep
Really?
comments to yourself from me. It's not on here. No.
What were you even going to say
Gone.
about it? You haven't played it.
He's just talking.
No, I was gonna say it's the same. No, you almost got me. Keep comments to yourself. That's me. I'm speaking to me. I'm talking to me from me. That was me farting
How
by
many are we
Chopin. Here's your top 10. E-Ring Elden R, Lego Star Wars, Mario Strikers, MLB The Show. Number 5. Previous place from last month, number 57.
What?
Now up to number 5 overall, Overwatch. Because Overwatch 2 is in the works, but Overwatch will be upgraded to Overwatch 2 at no additional cost.
Wow.
Mario Kart 8, which we said. Number 7 is Nintendo Switch Sports. Number 8, as we said, is Kirby in the Forgotten Realm. Number 9, previous spot, number 159. Now up to number 9.
Wow.
And I don't know why.
Wow.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. From 159 last month to 9 now. Explain. Someone in the chat explain.
Was it in a TikTok?
Was it just released?
Here's Cloud doing the Dougie.
All right, I guess I'll buy it again.
It's got to be a sale or something,
Is it
right?
on they've got. Is that different from Final Fantasy Retrograde?
It's all the same garbage.
Because that's being released for free to like PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, but this is like
something.
sales. I don't know. Somebody in the chat will know. I will check in a second. Number 10 is Minecraft. Here's your 11 through 20. Call of Duty, F1 2022, Monster Hunter Rise, Demon Slayer. Good for you, Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer was number 56 before it went up to 14. That's great to see. Smash Brothers, Fire Emblem Warriors, Three Hopes, Sonic Origins, Pokemon Legends Arceus, The Quarry, and Marvel's Spider-Man Miles more or less. There's your top 20 boyos. Once again, number 1 console in terms of units sold, the Switch. Once
Nintendo
again,
W urine.
number 1 console in terms of money made, the PlayStation 5, but Switch still sold more units. Just putting it out there. There you go. That's all the important information. Yeah, what is this? Yes, remember everybody. This is who wrote this? Good for you. Who wrote this? Nintendo Jam says, remember, Nintendo games do not include digital numbers for their list here. So these are just based on physical sales alone, where everybody else has digital sales.
Are all these numbers compiled by Matt Piscatella?
Matt Piscatella right there. That man. He's the one who jumps on Twitter. You know, he might be the one that puts out the actual report. But he jumps on Twitter afterward to answer people's questions. So he's great. Great guy. Numbers. Popple says Nintendo is very clearly struggling in ways we've never seen and are at rock bottom on a historic level. How will they ever survive if they don't release the Switch Pro immediately? Goodbye, Nintendo. It was nice knowing you.
Oh my God!
Thanks for the memories. Very good.
Thank you so much for playing in my game.
/S, you're right. Man. Remember when the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S were coming out and everybody was like, Nintendo's got to step it up. What are they going to do? There's no way they can. Well,
remember Nintendo, everyone was saying Nintendo needs to make mobile games exclusively because they're screwed.
It's almost like they don't pay attention at all to what's really going on. There's your top stories.
You're a news site. You're being real biased right now, personally, I think. But
wait,
I mean, hey,
biased how?
Because you're happy for Nintendo's success. I feel like you should keep it to yourself if you're a news site, right? Or
I do. In the news, this is the podcast.
Okay, well then can carry on.
This is opinion, baby.
So is Matt Piscatella?
I love him, and I want to kiss him.
Did he?
That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Did he want to name it?
Spicy meatball.
The W urine.
I would tweet him that, but we have a good relationship, so I don't want to ruin it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to say no.
No piss jokes.
Very much against piss jokes. All right. Tony De La Mancha. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Piplop Water. Oh, Piplop Water says Horizon Zero yawn. Let's see if anybody knows why Final Fantasy is in there. Could we get Mr. Piscatella on the podcast one day? I could ask him. I certainly
he only
talk
does
to the
like
man.
one thing a month, right? The NPD numbers.
He talks throughout the month. I talk to him a decent amount. I could ask him, what are we going to do? We'll have him on for the next NPD. That would be exciting, but he can't guess.
And he could guess.
Nobody seems. Hello, Video Game Guru. Good to see you.
I wonder if he would get all 10, top 10.
He would.
Would he?
Yeah, I believe in him. Nobody seems to have an answer as to why Final Fantasy's in
Oh,
there,
you
so I
gotta,
got
like,
nothing.
I think he would. I mean, you know, if he's the one that does the numbers, he'd have to know, because like, look how much stuff this guy knows. I mean, I know he's looking at his.
that in my regard. I would be like, it'd be like
that's a
me
steel
not
trap
knowing
up
what I'm
there.
talking about. He clearly knows the numbers. He might.
Piplup Water says he'll tell you he's busy.
Oh, I also want to point
Ooh.
this out. When we were talking about the Nintendo buying that animation company, Steve Irwin said, "Official
Urkel.
Nintendo hentai, here we come." It's definitely why Nintendo's buying them, without a doubt. All right, there you go. Mombrain, what'd you play?
Earthbound and Calico. Not a whole lot of Calico, just a little bit.
Is that a cat game?
It is
Ooh.
a cat cafe game.
I saw
actually.
her picking up a cat and petting it.
And just like carrying it around like you're not supposed to carry a cat, like under its arms and just like running around. But I want to, I want to give it time and attention before I talk a whole lot about it. I just picked it up and kind of messed around to start. And I played a lot of Earthbound, and not a lot of Earthbound, but a good amount. And I've been
Earth B.
Yeah, Loaf. I've been thoroughly enjoying it, and probably my favorite night of our vacation was when one of our family members decided to play Earthbound himself.
This was
And we
not
all-
a me prompting. This was an all them thing.
Yeah, he.
They play as Lucas in Smash, so they have and they used to play as Ness, so they have a connection to Smash or to Earthbound through that. And then over the years, they've just been thinking about it. And then with Mombrain talking about her playing it, they got the itch and they played a lot.
Yeah.
They put in a lot of time. They made it to 4 side throughout the course of this week. So they played a great
So this
deal.
person really enjoyed it.
Yeah, they are very much enjoying
That's
it. They
cool.
are very, very new to
And they're young, I
RPGs. Young as in
not
20
30 yet.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made the whole family stop what they were doing when
is true.
Tessie came up. I was like,
Oh,
everyone
nice.
stop.
Yes.
You need to watch this right now.
Some were very much, this is a Mombrain thing, and others were like, this is the best thing
I
I've
was
ever
gonna
seen.
say, I'm sure a lot of them were just like, "What the heck is this?"
While the older people were like, this looks like an old game. Is this an old game? Yes, it is. This looks very old. How
One-
old is this game? Is this a new game or an old game?
So
And we
we
put them downstairs.
we got to the part we put them down. We got to the part of the
Oh,
game
Joe.
where you stop and have a cup of coffee with a Mr. Saturn, and I was like, this is like really meaningful and profound in like a very sweet and simple way. So everybody was kind of like watching it, and one of Ramit's family members was like, this is really good for kids. This is really good to build kids up
Yeah.
and show them
This is
that they're
saying nice
good.
things to them.
Yeah, it was great. It
And
was
then
great.
somebody else said, "You making them do that shovel on the TV screen?"
No, everybody there is at least familiar with what video games are, so none of that. But yeah, there were no comments during Earthbound where it was like, this game's bad, this looks dumb, or because that happens from some of the old people sometime. But
Yeah, like I don't like the way that looks, or how do you
my
even?
aunt saw like one part during Earthbound where one of the cops in the game was like, you're a kid, you should be playing Nintendo or something. And my aunt was like, that's very funny. He's saying play Nintendo when it's a Nintendo game.
It was
Yeah.
great. It was really, really great.
And then
God,
she was
that
like,
sounds
oh,
amazing.
she was like, oh, he said it again. And my cousin was like, yes, because I died. That's why.
Is that what they call meta?
It
that
was,
sounds great. That sounds like a wonderful experience.
They're great,
Because
yeah.
like, what a strange game to play as somebody who doesn't know anything about video games to watch
Yeah.
it and comment
the
on
first comment on this game, on Earthbound, my aunt, same person, you need to be able to read very well to play this game.
That's a
I was
very
like,
good
"You
thing.
do?
She's a
Yes."
teacher. So.
She's like, there's lots of words. There's a lot of reading.
And
Yep.
your mom kept commenting that something
There
about
it is, eggplant. That's the screen.
something about how it reminded her of Charlie Brown.
Yes, she's
How-
not off in that.
Yeah, like Ness kind of looks Charlie Brownish.
Here's a note on that. My mom texted me today and she said, what game was your cousin playing? I said, Earthbound. She says, you think I might like it? So she was
think she would-
watching.
I think she'd
clearly
like
was
it.
interested.
Well,
But she hates RPGs. She
but
doesn't
I
like
think she'd
text-based
still
fighting.
love it.
So I sent her a whole thing about how it's an RPG and it's text-based. And I said, you can use suspend points to save it. And I said, you did it and you did it. And I said, our cousin was doing
Yeah.
it. So she read it. I don't know if she's playing. I'll have to ask her later. But she clearly saw something she liked because they were playing it a lot.
I'm happy that your mom is interested in it. I take a little bit of umbrage with you, the fact that you had to, even to your mother in a private conversation, make sure that she knew that you didn't use traditional saves.
I didn't tell her that.
Unbelievable. But no, you made a point that Mombrain did and Do Michaels did. But I didn't mention myself.
Wait,
the king of video games.
How should I say it then? How should I say it?
You know what? Don't just say you can use suspend states if you want to. You don't have
how
to
about
say
this?
who did.
Here's exactly
and
what I said.
You did.
I said I would also use suspend points so you don't lose progress constantly.
That's good advice.
And then I said you, and
Not
our
me
cousin
personally.
Because
Billy.
they would have lost.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, how insecure can you get, man?
That's not why I said it. I'm saying it factually, and I wouldn't say like I didn't use them because I'm better than you, but it was stressing like
Now you
Here's
are
what
a
it really was.
real
It was me
hero.
saying you're going to have a really hard time with this game, but I don't want to tell you that. So use the.
I
same.
know. I'm just teasing you. I'm the one
Then I
that
told her
has
she
the
sucks.
She
problem.
listens to the podcast.
Well, you know
Damn
what?
it.
And
Spoiled again.
the setup of the house was really conducive to everybody being able to like kind of drop in and drop out of enjoying Earthbound because it's just a big open space. So like there's like a sitting area where people were sitting, and then there's kind of more of a living room area, and then like a table area. So everybody could kind of like I was like crocheting and reading and watching Earthbound.
It's
like
great.
it was
Nobody's like, it's 9 o'clock, put on whatever. If there's something somebody wants to see, everybody's room has a TV in it and they'll go watch it. But nobody does that except for
We
one
send the old
person. They
people
wanna go see
downstairs
the
to-
news, so
to
they go
watch the
watch the
news.
news in another room. But the only thing, like everybody, that TV's being used for games all day
Yeah.
long. People are
Yeah.
playing Smash or Earthbound pretty much.
Yeah, it's great.
And the only other thing we did together on the TV, which I guess went over really well.
Oh yeah.
Honey Pop.
I convinced
right, Family Honey
my
Pop.
younger cousin a couple years ago to watch The Bachelor because I thought she would really like it, and she became obsessed with it. This year, we were down there for the first episode of the new season of The Bachelorette, and she wanted to watch it. She was going out to dinner when it was on. I said, I'll record it. When she came back, she said, let's put it on. And I was like, are you sure everybody's here? They're probably going to crap on it. And she was like, yeah, put it on. So we put it on, and pretty much the entire house rallied around it to just make fun of it. And it was fantastic. And afterwards, my one cousin was like, there's only one episode? And I was like, yeah, it's live. Like the next episode is next week. And he's like, but I want to watch it. I want to watch more right now.
What do I do?
And we were like, because we had such a great time. Just
Darn millennials.
man, we were making fun of it so much. I mean, that's the way The Bachelorette and The Bachelor are best watched, by making fun of them. It was great. So yeah, lots of group family TV time down there. It was fun. Mombrain?
What did you play, Ramit?
Me? Oh, thank you for asking. Wow, I played 2 games for review. I'm playing what's that frog game, Nicky Hill? Frogger.
Froggen.
I'm playing Froggen for review. Froggen is I don't know what you call it. It's made to look like a PS1 era game, but in high def. Your character, like, levels are, I don't know how you describe it. It's not isometric because you can move the camera wherever you want. It's a platformer where you go around and collect gems and get to the exit of each level, but it's just very, I don't know. I have no idea how to describe it.
Very game.
Just very PS1 era. And it's a kind of game you don't really see anymore. And I'm playing it, and it's a lot of fun. It's just a very simple, interesting platformer. And I love the aesthetic of a PS1 era game. It's very colorful. It's just nice. It's just fun. The only complaint I have so far is camera angle can get in the way sometimes. You have complete control over the camera angle, but sometimes there's not a good place to put the camera. Very minor quibble.
Sounds like a PS1 game.
Yeah, my only real complaint is the soundtrack. It's not good. Soundtrack's not good so far. There's one song that's okay, but literally just one that I'm okay with. Everything else is like, I hate crapping on composers, but it's just not very interesting music. It's not good. I keep thinking about how I'm really enjoying the game, but how I would enjoy it even more if the soundtrack was better. So not a good one. I'm also playing Extinction, or whatever it's called. Extinction. Oh no, what's it called? Come on, you know.
Is this what you told me you were playing earlier?
The Fox
for review?
game, yeah.
Oh, Endling.
Endling, Extinction is Forever. That's what it's called. It's about a fox and their fox kids, and people killing the environment and harsh environment for the fox to live in, and you got to go out and find food, and it's a sad story.
So it might not be as good as the trailer looks.
It's not my type of game. I am.
So it's not like
it.
Limbo or anything.
No,
because the trailer makes it look like it's going to be cool like that, but it's
so it has a big map, but you're set on left to right paths, which is fine. And I actually really like how the map tells you how things are connected, because I've never seen a 2D game and a 3D environment where there's multiple branching paths, yet it connects through a 2D map. It's really interesting how it handles it. And I'm fine with all the 2D stuff. The game is gorgeous too. The soundtrack is fantastic. I just personally don't like games where it's like, okay, go out and explore, but make sure you feed your pups and you have to be home before sundown, and like all that stuff annoys me in the
behind
game.
And you go out and bring food back?
No, not in the beginning they do, but once
So
you
it's
get
almost
further,
like-
they come out with you and you have to hunt food for them.
But it's
basically
almost like the war, this War of Mine or whatever, where it's like a survival kind of management thing.
Yeah, or
It
that,
is
What was it? Don't Starve. It kind of sounds like that.
It is survival in the sense that, yeah, you have to watch out for enemies and you have to protect
resource
your
management.
kids, but you're doing all that while exploring, which irks me personally. I don't think it's bad because of that. I'm just saying it's not the type of game for me. So I'm playing it and I can review it without that, but I have to, when I review it, I have to very much be specific about the gameplay mechanics and how those are never interesting to me. They always make me feel pressed for time. Like I feel like I
Yeah, it
can't
makes
really
you
explore
anxious.
because I'm taking care of these other things. No. Makes me feel no. But yeah, it's very clearly a game that a lot of time was put into and a lot of care was put into. It's just these mechanics in particular are not for me. But it seems like an excellent game. It's my own thing.
And
I
with
don't
a
like
title,
those mechanics.
Title like that, it's gonna break a heart. Or
I'm
two.
sure. Well, I mean, the beginning is sad, so I'm sure it's going to get sadder from where it is. But yeah, I'll have my full review. Like I said, I can very much do a review where I can tell someone a game is good and worth their time. It's just personally not for me. The game's not broken. The game doesn't like nothing bad about it. Just mechanics aren't my cup of tea, and that's what I'm playing. There you go.
Now, can I ask you? Did I miss your Neon White review, or have you not posted it yet?
I haven't posted it yet.
Now, is there some sort of what's it called on it?
Embargo? No,
Embargo?
not now. No.
Is that why you weren't talking about it for 2 weeks? The past 2 weeks?
I
'Cause of an
hadn't talked
embargo,
about
or-
it originally because of the embargo, but now I figured I'd just keep it for the review.
Okay, because these
Um,
two you were reviewing and you talked quite a bit about them.
That's why I'm doing it differently now.
And I just want to know
I
what you thought
waited.
of Dang Neon White, because like
Neon White is fantastic. I
I kind of want to get it, but at the same time, I have a feeling I'm not going to like
You can
it.
play it here. You can try it. Neon White is fantastic, and so far I've done everything. I've seen everything.
I've seen everything.
Just some of the superfluous stuff I haven't done. Anybody that I've seen calling for a game in the year nod, I agree with. It's fantastic. It's not anything I ever thought I would like, and it's great. I liked the look of it, and I was very much into the soundtrack, but I was like, I'm not really a speedrunner kind of guy. It's very addictive. It's really fun. And
Yeah, it
I
looks
probably
cool.
spent too much time doing. I could have continued on when I probably should have continued on, but instead I was like, let me just try and shave one more second off here. Let me try this route and see if this works better. So that's right. A review has taken me longer, but again, I'd rather do that than like rush a review. So I have most of it written now. It should be this week. What do we got this week? We got that. Oh my God. We got an interview with the composer for Spider Sores, and it's the same composer that did the soundtrack for like Bionic Commando and other classic like Capcom and Konami stuff. So it was a really cool interview to do. We have a review of Fire Emblem Warriors coming out this week. We have a review of something else. I don't remember. I got it all lined up last week because I didn't do any features for vacation. So this week, this week will be loaded. Kirby, what have you been playing?
Excuse me. I played a little more Shantae and the Seven Sirens, and I also played a little bit more of Monument Valley 2.
Hmm.
which I had taken a break from for a few months. But yeah, I'm still enjoying that. It's it's a very relaxing game. I'm sure I've mentioned that before. And that's about it.
Okay. Nicky Hill.
Yeah, I played Solitaire, and then played some other things.
You played Puzzle.
I think I finished. I finished Portal, the first one this week,
Nice.
and then I played.
Take that, GLaDOS.
I played Hoa.
Oh, you played Hoa, really?
Yeah.
What do you think? You finished it or you're playing it?
I finished it.
Ooh, how was it? I haven't gotten around to playing that one.
It's not.
It's a nice looking
a
game.
whole lot
I
of
know
a
that.
game, but it's
Not a whole lot.
it's I want to say the most beautiful game that I've played. It's the closest.
It's a gorgeous
If it's
game.
the most beautiful, it's the closest thing to playing a Miyazaki
Anime.
film. Like it's straight up animated. Like everything is.
Even like the color schemes are
There is one spot. Well, so when the character first starts moving, I was like, "Oh boy, frame rate issue." But it's the way the character kind of hops,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Okay, I understand that."
Now
But
this
there
I
was
can get
one
into.
section where, the frame rate got wrecked.
Riggedy wrecked.
But other than that, I think the music was really beautiful. The game is really beautiful.
It's on my list.
The gameplay is simple, so
Has this
I like
been
it.
around for a while, or
For a decent amount of
A
time.
few months or something.
Yeah,
I
it's
think. I
not
don't
like
think
years and years. Oh, yeah, it came out. I don't know why it came out under the radar because when it was first announced, it had a lot of attention. But I think there was a delay in there, and they
the
kind
title,
of
probably.
they hit probably the title, definitely the title.
But
It's a good name.
So my problem with it, if I can
Wuzzle.
get that deep into it, is the writing was just flat. Like there was no.
In Hoa?
Yeah.
Oh, Noah.
Yeah. It was based like every character that you interacted with to talk just basically told you the same thing, and you were just like, "There's no depth to this story." I don't feel like, it's kind of similar almost conceptually to like Ori, but Ori has like an incredible story and the interactions are great, and this was just like 4 lines of text from these characters. Move on. But it's pretty to look at, and it's a short experience. So
I was going to
fine
ask,
with
is
that.
it short? Like, how
that's-
short is it?
That's why I played it. I mean, I don't put a lot of time towards anything these days. Maybe 2 hours or something total. And then the very end, like, completely changes the style of gameplay. So that was interesting.
Yeah, I gotta play that.
And then I went for another game that I purchased recently that it's different than what I expected, and I'm gonna make my way through it. But I kind of feel like I get it already, and I might be over it, but I'm gonna keep playing it. Is I Am Dead.
I know the name.
So it's the game where you're like a ghost, and you can slice through objects to see like what's inside of them.
Yes. Yes.
I like the art style and everything,
Developer,
but like
yeah, and it's an Annapurna.
But like I don't know, something about what you have to do. It's just very repetitive by the time like you get to your second thing. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I do like it. I mean, it's still like nice. It still is. It's again not too challenging. Can't handle a challenge. Makes me feel good to accomplish nothing in the game. And yeah.
Are these just games that you have and you haven't played yet, kind of thing?
I purchased Hoa, because they had that sale going on, so that was really cheap. I think I may have. I don't remember if that was the game. A couple of the games I had a couple of points, so I paid like 10 cents for a game, and then I bought so many games and got enough points that I got like another free game because there's like $1 or $2.
How much is Hoa? I guess not.
$15.
Is it 15? So
I just looked up.
Oh, but maybe it was on sale for.
I just looked up price Hoa.
Crazy
15
discount because I don't think I paid $15 for it. They just had that.
There
big
was
sale,
yeah,
and it
there
just
was the
ended
big summer sale.
So, big summer blowout. So there was that, and then I played some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with my nieces. And that's it.
Well, you've been a busy little boy, haven't you?
Not at all. I
Do
did 2 1,000-piece puzzles by myself.
That's busy.
Yeah.
By yourself, man. That's impressive.
Those things take me forever.
And you weren't missing any pieces by the time it all said and done.
No.
my family did
Just the
a
pieces up here.
my family did a puzzle in North Carolina, as they always do. It was a Costco puzzle, as in 1,000-piece puzzle that was all about Costco.
I think it was more than 1,000.
It
Well,
was
they have.
1,000.
Was it?
Yep.
They've got their hooks into that company. I don't remember what it is. Like that same company does all
The same
those-
one that you gave me, the cats. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same brand. Like
Because the box is real nice that it comes in.
Mhm.
It comes in like a really nice.
Wish that puzzle smelled like Costco.
Well, that's where
Yeah.
I saw. That's where I
Wish
saw
it
that
smelled like
puzzle. I
cheap
think
hot
was at
dogs.
Costco, and like, not all the time, but whenever they are selling puzzles, it's that
Yeah.
company. And
I
it's
got
right
something to talk. This is after show. Hot dogs and shishi. Remember that.
Got it.
Thank you, Nicky Hill. I'm glad to hear you playing things and enjoying them. Do what have you been playing?
Cuckoo. I got a lot of stuff to talk about here.
I got a lot of stuff.
Hot dogs and shishi. I'm just writing down all this stuff that I
we
want to
won't
ask you
trust
about.
me. We won't forget hot dogs or shishi.
And I've got ask RMC about Horizon and why he can't talk about it. Okay,
I can. I was being nice.
I want to hear you not
All
be
right,
nice
after show.
Yeah,
show.
that's
I know
fine.
I'll be nice, but I'll explain.
Yeah, explain. So anyways, I have to say a thank you out there to one of our amazing listeners. So Iced Dilbert has been listening to us, for better or for worse, and he noticed me complaining the other week about how my Xbox 360 disc drive didn't work. He reached out to us and got to me and basically said that he's got an extra 360 that he doesn't use, and he would be happy to send it out to me as a peace offering. And there was no war. There was no war at all.
okay.
But they said that they would certainly send it out to me. I was very thankful and said, sure, if you don't mind. And they were like, yeah, I'm going into it's at work, and I never go to work anymore. I work from home, so I'm going in on a Saturday to test it and make sure it's fine. And I texted back and I was like, please don't go into work on a Saturday just for
it's
me.
not
like,
worth it, please.
Yeah, and
I went in. I got fired,
and I didn't hear anything from them. And I was
Uh-oh.
like, oh no, like, do they think I'm not grateful? And then literally like 2 days later, the thing shows up at my door, and they just were playing it cool.
And it worked
So,
okay?
It works great.
Okay.
I was playing Splinter Cell Conviction and Splinter Cell Blacklist on it.
Splinter C.
It looks great. It works great.
Yes,
It fits my hard drive. The controllers are fine. My controller works fine with it. Everything is great with it. Plays discs, and I just I wanted to say thank you very much, Ice Dilbert. That was very, very
Hey.
kind of you. And
I believe Ice Dilbert is a patron as well, so going the extra mile.
Wow.
yeah, I don't want to even go even more into the story. Just know that I'm very appreciative. It was a world-class thing to do.
They kissed each other.
I would if I saw them in person. But yeah, so I thought that was really great and nice. And now I've got a whole library of my Xbox games that I could play. But I did play some Splinter Cell Conviction. Still a lot of fun, and it's great to hear Michael Ironside. And then I played some Splinter Cell Blacklist. Like I said, Blacklist is fun in a different way. I like to, if you put weird restrictions on yourselves, like with Vegas, with only using pistols and stuff, it can be really fun. The only downside is that there's no Michael Ironside. The only Ironside is that there's no Michael Downside. But yeah, so thank you, Ice Dilbert. That was I'm very, very happy, and it was really nice.
That was very sweet.
So I also played a ton of Twilight Princess HD on the Urine W, on the W Urine, and it's it's a great game. It's very long. I didn't remember it being so long. I guess I did remember it being long, but like, it's real long, and I'm not even close to done with it. I've been playing 20 hours. One thing I like about the save screen is that it tells you how long you've been playing. So I've been playing 20 plus hours, Not even close to done. I'm at the Ice Mansion Snow Peak ruins.
Get that pumpkin soup.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right
You
now.
got
I got the pumpkin
yeah.
soup. Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing.
There's
I'm,
that sweet snowboarding song.
yeah,
yeah.
Very different from all the other Zelda songs.
The soundtrack in it is so high quality that it doesn't like it detracts from it detracts away the detractors for the game. Like I can like walk around forever listening to the music and not caring that like I'm not really getting much done, and this is like a lot of busy work for a Zelda game, and it doesn't really have, it's missing like, I don't know, there's like a heart and soul that's missing from it in a way. But like Midna's really wonderful. I almost forgot how great she is.
I did not.
And I do like the wolf sections. So yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. My biggest thing probably is that it is the GameCube version, or it's the Wii U version, but like
what?
The W urine.
Oh,
Man, it's
okay.
hard to say that. So it's the W urine version, which was the GameCube version, which means that I played it on the Wii, and I'm used to everything being mirrored. So at first, it didn't bother me. And now, as I get further and further into the game, it's starting to mess with me, because I did play it on the Wii quite a few times. And I guess things were just stored in my brain as being on the right side or the left side or wherever. And like everything is mirrored, and like it's messing with me a bit. But still a great game. I'm glad I'm playing it through, and I'm determined to beat it. It's I want to say it's considerably easier than certain Zelda games, but I think that's why
It's an easy one.
they did that on purpose, right? Because people were complaining that like Zelda was getting too difficult. I don't remember the exact.
I don't remember any of that. I just remember thinking it was easy.
I do remember it taking me like a really long time to complete.
There's a lot to it. There's 9 dungeons, and like some of the dungeons are really long. Like I usually like to do a dungeon in a sitting, but I've had to save halfway through 2 of the dungeons just because it's been like a really long time.
What in the sky takes a long time. I remember that with the hook shot and going up around, and of course your favorites, the Yakuza.
Yeah, the
weird ass song in that temple.
So weird. The Yakuza are so weird.
It's not that, like, the song in the temple is even weirder. It's like
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that stuff. Like, I'm not complaining, but like, who designed a coup? It's so weird, and it's got a little sun that's just a floating head, like with wings for ears. It's the weirdest stuff ever.
Somebody was like, "I'm going to out weird Tingle. I'm going to go weirder."
Did it, and they did it, and it gets not nearly, maybe because Tingle is more well known, but like it gets no hate compared to Tingle.
People don't want to even talk about it; they're too scared.
Yeah,
don't bring them up.
People know that if they badmouth Ukus, that they'll appear in their nightmares or something.
Yes. And I don't know if it's the HD or what, but like I thought Uku only had 2 nipples. She's got like a whole slew going on there, and she's got two on her back.
And chickens don't have nipples.
Yeah, it's
like birds in general, right?
Or human faces.
Right.
Or human faces.
But
that's
like,
a key point.
But my point is, like, if you're
with golden eyes,
if the vibe you're trying to get across is like avian, like there's no point in putting nipples in.
Yeah, you should have like 10 cloacas or something.
Like,
I think they're just trying to make something freaky. And
yeah,
they did it.
yeah.
Or maybe
I'm down with it. I'm not saying I'm not, but
maybe they were trying to make it look like some kind of harpy, which is a bird monster with human features.
They succeeded.
Yeah, and they don't really, I mean, maybe they will, I don't recall, maybe they do in the Sky Temple, but they don't really explain anything about her. She's just like,
which is
like, I'm in pots in every single dungeon. You open up the pot and there I am, and I'll warp you out with my weird sun head.
Yeah,
like
my weird sun head. It's really creepy that in this GIF, like the wings don't flap the same, so she just looks real crazy.
Yeah,
the wings are just like
it's just a nightmare altogether.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, my only questions are who and why,
and what does it taste like?
who is responsible?
What does it
for
taste
who and
like? Well, so I'm enjoying it. I'll have more to report next week. Hopefully by then I'll have beaten the game, but I don't know. It's taking a long time. Hades. I booted
Went
up
back into
Hades.
Hades?
I booted up Hades, and I was like, "There's no way I'd be able to play this game after so far long away." And I just went into it, and I played a whole round and made it to Hades.
Wow.
And I even picked like my worst weapon. I picked the gun that shoots grenades and
The
like
railgun.
yeah.
I've never been able to get that.
Yeah, it's like maybe my least favorite weapon because I was like, I don't want to be playing this for 45 minutes. Like, I just want to
But
go.
here
in
we
and die.
go.
And I went in and like ended up making it to Hades and like was really loving it. I forgot how addictive that game is. Like I only played that one round, but I was like, I can definitely go back and play more. Love it. Love that game. And now what everyone's been waiting for, I wasn't even going to tell you about this, RMC. That's how poorly it went. I downloaded the demo for Monster Hunter Rise and decided to try it. So I was thinking,
Apologies for that little disruption.
I don't know what was going on in my head, first of all.
I know you got the Live Alive demo and you're like, that worked out. Here,
It
let's
was
go with another
similar.
demo.
And I was like, well, and what if I end up liking it and then I can play this game with RMC and it would make him so happy. And like, I'm not a people pleaser. Like I like to think I am, but I'm really not. I'm very selfish. And for some reason I had it in my head that I wanted you to be happy. And I went into it. Isn't it sweet?
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Just knowing you thought that, I appreciate
After
it.
the podcast, but hot dogs, shishi, and the conversation I had with Ramit about you on the drive home yesterday.
Is that one after show or after the show?
Either way.
Okay.
Well, we'll see.
It's a good one. It's a good
we'll
one.
see if that's good. But yeah, I was like, I was like, it can't be like, first of all, it's selling like crazy. So it can't be that bad. And RMC wants to play it so badly. Like, what a hero I would be to surprise him and be like, guess what?
We're doing
and
it. We're hunting monsters, baby.
So I started it up and I picked I even wrote down what I picked because you get to choose between. I chose the Charge Blade.
Oh, not a hunting horn person?
I was looking at them and reading them and I was like, I like some of these. I was interested in the hunting horn. I was interested in the healer, but I was like, I'm not going to be a healer playing one player.
Yeah.
And the hunting horn, like I don't.
Lube's a hunting horn player.
Yeah, I don't know. I just figured I know nothing about this, and I read about I already forgot what it was. Charge Blade. And I was like, it seems powerful, and I'm by myself, so maybe this like will get me the power that I need, the nicotine and the tar that I need. But I started playing it, and it's like really clunky, and it's like it's very glonky. And like the gameplay wasn't like all that exciting to me, and like it just looked average. It's and this is not a negative because there's a ton of Japanese games that I like, but like it's very Japanese and like not in a like in your face wacky things and loud and colorful. Like it's like just how clunky and weird the gameplay is. It's like just feels very Japanese to me in like a Final Fantasy, like a new Final Fantasy way. I don't know, like where you're running around an open world and you're just like, maybe I'm missing something by playing it single player. Maybe I chose the wrong character. But I gave it a shot and I was like, I really can't do this. And I was like, I'm not even going to tell RMC that I tried it because he'll just tear me up for not giving it a real shot. But you know what? I figured, heck it, I'll tell you.
Well, I appreciate the sentiment. And someone in the chat says it better than I could. They said Monster Hunter is definitely a learning experience, really steep learning curve and hard to get into by yourself. But a teacher alongside you makes it that much smoother. And that's exactly
Let's hear
how
it for the teachers.
Yeah, teachers. That's exactly how it worked for me because I tried on my own. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I can't make any sense of this. And then Lube and I tried together. And when we played together, that's when things clicked for us. And we were like, when I didn't get something, he got it. When he didn't get something, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, oh, we were doing things so wrong. Like, okay. And then we started playing. We're like, this is a ton of fun. But single player, it has a higher learning curve than any other game I can think of that I played in the last decade. Like, there's so much stuff to go through that just will not click for you. You can read what somebody's saying a million times, but having another person there That's what makes it click. So if you wanted to in person give it a shot, I get it. If not, I also very much get it. But
well, the demo didn't really help out too much either. It's kind of like pick your person, and then they drop you right in there. So it's not like, and
startles me every time.
And I get it. You know, I wouldn't have wanted to read a book. That probably would have gotten me to turn the game off even quicker. But yeah, I can see how having a friend who knows what they're doing and kind of walking you through it would make it a little bit better. But
Burn, she says Monster Hunter demos are for fans of the series. It sucks. The game also teaches you very poorly on its own. I agree with all of that. I tried a whole Monster Hunter game before I got into Monster Hunter. Like I played Monster Hunter Try, and I was like, I don't understand. I was at this time, I was like, what are Japanese players getting out of this that I can't understand? And it took the next Monster Hunter game to come around for me to get to a place where it clicked. So everything you're expressing, a lot of people felt that way. So
well, I feel a little vindicated then,
yeah, very much
because
vindicated.
I didn't want to pull a classic Do Michaels and just be like, game sucked.
Hey,
and
you
it has a
downloaded
stupid
the
name.
demo and tried it, so like that's more than I ever thought you would do. So
yeah.
Hey, I rented the original Zelda from Blockbuster. No, Palmer Video.
Oh,
tried it, couldn't figure it out, and then probably 20 years later came back to Zelda.
You could have a Monster Hunter moment. Yeah, I imagine if it was me and Lube, you'd be all right.
Well, with its popularity, how it is, I'm sure it'll still be around in 20 years. I can play it then.
Yeah, they're close to being their first, their biggest franchise, Capcom's biggest franchise. So, yep. Well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it, and I will not poo-poo what you did because I think it takes a lot to do that, and I extra appreciate your sentiment behind it. Brian, she says it also sucks because you can put all the time into learning how it works just to find out you still don't like it. There you go. Yeah, steep learning curve. Lots of time required to make this one work. But that's it.
That's everything.
All right. Everybody played a lot. That's great. All right.
Let's ask Kirby.
Oh yeah.
No.
Shantae.
Oh right.
And Monument Valley too.
Yeah, I didn't have much to say this week.
All right, questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
goninpod@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo. They can be about video games in general, or whatever the hell you want them to be about. Autumnal Blake has a question. They say, cross your arms. Mombrain's doing it. Cross your arms. Then cross your arms the other way. Please describe how this makes you feel. That's what is asked. Mombrain had a lot of trouble with it.
It feels cool. I wouldn't say it feels bad, but I always it's like confusing. But once you get it there, it feels pretty good.
No.
So when you in yoga, there are a lot of every pose you do on both sides.
No, I don't like it. One way is the right way.
And you'll find that like each side of your body is different.
There's a baby inside of your body.
Right. So like I can touch my hands together behind my back, like with my right hand up, but I can't even get close with my left.
Guys,
like
not to toot my own horn, but you're talking about reaching around bodies. Mombrain has discovered something. And a new
it's called a reach around.
A new weight loss goal for me, since I'm not weighing myself. Mombrain.
I did not set the goal.
I mean, I've achieved the goal that I didn't know was going to be a goal. But...
I could put my I could put my arms around you and like hold my wrists.
She can hug my whole body now.
I thought you were going to say that you can wipe your own bottom now.
Hold
Yes,
wrists. Ooh,
wrists.
Yeah.
A pretty good compliment to
Reach
you.
around for the wrist. Yes.
I don't mean to toot my own trombone, but
oh, sorry, it's a little rusty.
Whoa. Yeah, that crossing your arms is weird. I only do it one way, I guess. The other way felt very unnatural. Thanks, Autumnal Lake. It makes me feel weird, and now I won't forget it. We also have a Patreon question. Mombrain, did you know that you could join the Patreon?
For $1.
For $1, as Billy says. Today's Patreon question comes from Firequackers. A rival company, Slow Nintendo, has bought the rights to your podcast names, but has allowed you to continue making the podcasts. If each of you had to change your GoNintendo name to something completely different, what would it be? Just completely different? I don't know. I thought we would have to go with slow themed versions, but completely different. You know, at this point, I might just go with my regular name. I think that's what I'd do.
Oh. Well, that's what I did. So I would do the opposite of that.
Okay, well, you would make up a name. Mombrain?
I
You
would
seem
make-
like you're taking this really seriously.
Yeah, I would make it like Lady Fussy Pants or something.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah,
Flapjack
see, that's
also
what I was
works.
thinking. Oh, well, you be Nicholas Mountain, of course.
Sure. I'm
Sure.
allowed.
You're allowed.
Gotta
You're allowed.
check the small print of the contract.
Do you have another answer or no?
Yeah, I don't-
Do? Would
I'll-
you want to change your name?
I wouldn't want to. I mean, by now I'm used to this. I don't. It like flows real well.
D. Michaels? Do M?
Do M. Joe Stonehaven. If we're going with
John Cocktoaston?
yeah, if we're going with like porn
Barry?
star names. Barry.
Barry Flormandy.
Barry Flormandy's a good one.
Ooh, I like Barry Florman.
Yeah, that's classic.
Yeah.
I might have to do Barry Flormandy.
You know what? Maybe I'd go with Junkyard Wooly since that's an old one
Oh.
too.
That's a classic.
You know, I just called upon the powers of Junkyard Wooly on vacation.
For what?
To
Jar?
open a jar.
Yeah.
I mean, I call upon those powers pretty regularly.
That's jar opening power, sure, yeah.
And like, you don't.
Oh, wrong answer.
Thanks, Red Souza. How many like silly things we say to each other, like until you're like with other, like your family, like all of our friends kind of they know, but like, I'm like, PB.
What does PB mean again?
Or
Oh,
I
we heard
scream
that a
from
lot.
across the house, Junkyard Wooly, I need your help. Like,
What jar was I opening?
I don't think I even know what Junkyard Willy is.
Well,
was
back in the
Pickles.
day when it was me, Do, and Scott Volk, we were making a crown for the Philly Prince. And the crown was being made of hood ornaments from cars. So we went to a junkyard and we're taking hood ornaments off of cars, and one just would not go. So the powers of me, Junkyard Wooly, were called upon to rip the hood ornament off. And I succeeded.
all he used was his smashing B button thumb. Bam.
Because you guys were like, we got to get like a crowbar or something. I was like, nah, I can get that.
And picture me like with my feet on like a bumper and like two hands on a hood ornament, yanking as hard as I can,
like the
getting
sword in the
nothing.
stone.
And then he's like Thor with Mjolnir. It's like literally just goes by and just one-handed like snap the things right off. Like,
Maybe
you
you
guys
loosened it up
You
for
guys
him.
loosened it, definitely.
unbelievable is what it was.
That's where
Well,
the nickname came from.
I mean, he did the opposite.
But it's
of-
also from a song, right?
What
From a song?
What is?
Oh, never mind. No. The other one, Waterbed Kev, is from a song.
Oh, Waterbed Kev.
So when I was a kid, and it was done for my father too, when I was a kid, if I couldn't get something open and I like a jar and I handed it to my dad, he'd get it open, but he would make like a huge fuss out of it and be like, I can't get it. Can you give it one more try? And then he'd give it to
Aw.
me and I'd pop it open. And then it took me a little while to train Raw Meat to do that, but he does that as
But
well.
I'm lying because I open it. That's the joke.
So like you guys maybe did that for Junkyard Wooly. You created
That's
Junkyard
right.
Wooly.
That's right. All right. Well, there you go. Everybody got a name. Kirby, did you think of one?
I'll have one by next week.
Frank. The answer's Frank.
Frank is always
Thanks for the
his
question,
answer.
Firecrackers. All right, let's do some music. What do we do now? Josh, you got something for music? Oh, you already disconnected.
I always do that, and I always think
You always silence
Somebody here?
Josh.
Somebody's here.
Oh yeah, that might be
Order a
my
pizza.
girlfriend.
Well, I hope it is. Because if it's not, we don't know who
I
it is.
got music. Sorry.
You want to
Get the spray bottle.
You want to hear it? Oh.
okay.
Is that what I sound like?
Thanks, Mombrain. Thanks, Nicky.
This song comes from Mikey3319.
I'm eating one of those. I don't know what one yet.
It's coming, I promise.
Well, we've mangled a few of them. so.
burn fat and get shredded.
This makes you burn fat. What's left in that box? We got something we can talk about. What's not cut into?
Oh, there's a bunch.
There's a lot.
Oh, okay.
There's this one. Cookies and cream. Skate or die.
No.
Skate or die too.
No.
Is it a skating game?
No.
Is it an actual NES game?
Yeah.
Does sound like one. TNC Surf Design.
No.
X-Men?
No.
Franchise?
Yes.
Not a
I
gaming
mean-
franchise?
California Games 2. Was there
Yeah.
a second
Yeah.
one?
It's a
It is a
franchise.
gaming franchise?
It's not a gaming franchise.
Okay. James Bond Jr.
No.
Jurassic Park.
Uh-uh.
Rambo. RoboCop.
No, no.
Total Recall.
Nope.
Commando.
Nope.
Terminator.
Nope.
Skitchin.
No.
Platoon.
No.
All right, we don't know.
It is very topical. Top Gun.
Oh, and I played that too.
Okay, so that was from Mikey3319.
Fueling
Top
those
Gun
jets
on the
was
NES.
very sexual.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Impossible. Or was it landing that was impossible?
Both. Both were. Nose
This-
up, nose down, nose
This
up.
is Nico Darunia.
Can we go any higher?
No.
Animal Crossing.
No.
Is it first party?
I think it is. Yeah, it is.
What system?
Switch.
Oh, God help us. You think it is?
No, I know it is.
Fire Emblem.
Switch
No.
Sports.
Pokemon.
No, no,
Mario.
no,
Metroid Dread.
no,
Kirby.
No.
Splatoon.
No.
Donkey.
no.
Is it like a download only?
I don't know.
Digital release?
I don't know. I mean, come on. I know it's first party.
It's on the Switch though.
It's on the
It's
Switch.
not like a art house game.
That jumping one. The jump rope one.
Whoops,
Jump
sorry.
rope challenge.
No.
Ring Fit Adventure.
Uh-uh.
Gumball Challenge.
Nope.
Not we.
Switch Sports
No.
Resort.
Me.
No.
Skyward Sword.
Nope.
Regular big franchise?
Mm-mm.
On Switch.
Moving out, moving up, moving.
No.
Good job. What was that game called? Good job.
Good job.
No.
All right, go ahead. We don't know.
P-Cross.
Oh, what P-Cross? That's P-Cross from
S2?
Nintendo? I don't think that's Nintendo.
Why you?
I think that's Jupiter.
Said it was Nico Darunia said it was a first party release.
Oh, maybe they published.
Okay. This one.
Publisher Jupiter.
My
Publisher,
apologies.
Jupiter.
I was only doing what I could. This one comes from. There's no name, so I'm going to use the name that came with the email. My apologies if I'm.
Gorg.
This comes from Matthew Brown.
Oh,
Skate or Die.
Power Rangers?
No.
whoa. This is somewhat familiar. What system?
You don't know. Let me go back. Switch.
God help me.
It's not the new Turtles game.
No.
How about Azure Striker
No.
Gunvolt?
Pokemon Arceus.
Nope.
Man, it's all instruments Nintendo used to use.
Are there ninjas in this game?
The title would not lead me to believe that that is the case.
First party?
It is not first party.
Pocky and Rocky.
No.
Go ahead. Another one we don't know. This is great.
That was Bug Fables.
Oh, I haven't played that yet.
The
Damn it.
Everlasting
Me neither,
Sapling
'cause
on
I've
the
never heard of it
Switch.
It's
Pretty
like
sweet music for Bug
it's like
Fables.
Paper Mario.
Whoops.
Really? Okay.
Can we get
Talk
to
amongst
the last
yourselves
two?
for a second.
Are we down to the
What
last two
donuts did you
already?
guys eat?
We had one that was like kind of like s'mores flavor.
How was that?
There is a
Blueberry.
s'mores
That was pretty
one.
good.
The blueberry
Okay.
icing one.
How was that?
I mean, I love blueberry on blueberry flavored donuts.
Okay.
It's regular vanilla icing with sprinkles and a chocolate drizzle. It's good.
Ooh.
Actually,
I
that
had
one
the maple
tasted.
bacon one.
Please,
I got the
please
most
stop talking.
Donut flavor out of that.
This one comes from Blood Ocean 07.
Okay, this definitely sounds like something that raw meat should be.
This sounds like actual NES to me.
It is.
Ninja Gaiden.
No.
All right, it's the same company. It's Natsume.
I don't know.
Okay, this is whoever composed Shatterhand composed this. It's something about ninjas.
Nothing about ninjas.
Shadow.
Oh, the
No.
This is the Shatterhand guy. I stake my life on it. Oh yeah, that's it.
Is it Shatterhand?
No.
That would be funny. Oh, you can't hide, Shatterhand man. I hear your motifs. What else did they do? Shadow of the Ninja is all I can think of. Do you know the company?
No, but I can look it up.
I really thought it was Natsume. It might be published by somebody else.
You just mentioned a game that this person composed. You mentioned it for different games. I'm not going to guess these, but I'm just looking at this person's from Guam. You mentioned a game from them too.
I did.
Popular children's show.
G.I. Joe.
Oh.
X-Men. Power Rangers. This one's gonna
You.
hurt.
It's a popular chocolate dip stick treat.
Is this Pocky and Rocky?
No.
That's on
I'm
Super
just saying
Nintendo. That's
that-
Natsume.
that
So it's the same
person-
guy. Son of a bitch!
This
It
is
is this
NES.
guy. Yeah. Oh, I know. Thank you. It's that guy.
Yeah, that guy. You know.
It's gonna be a game I heard of. Whatever. Just go ahead.
The composer. Oh, maybe not.
Is it Shatterhand Man? Yeah, of course it
It's
is.
Shoujin Sentai Jetman.
What is that? Solar Jetman here?
That came 3 before Shatterhand. And I never would have been
Can you
able-
look up that game to see what its American name is?
No.
I'm just going off Jetman here. So
Uh-oh.
did it not release here?
Looks like it may have released as something else.
Shatterhand. Solar Jetman.
And that was from Blood
Super
Ocean 07.
Sentai.
Was it Super
The only
Sentai?
one released so far in North America without
the
a
Japanese
Power
Power
Rangers
Rangers?
counterpart. So I guess it was tied to Power Rangers somehow. I don't know.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
I'll take the Sentai.
I knew
So
the composer. Is
it
that
was
point
the
five?
composer?
Yeah, I know that man. I know that man.
That was pretty good that you knew the composer just from that.
He's got a little thing he does every once in a while that you know right away, and he's got a certain tempo he likes to go with. He's got a Latin tempo.
He could he could make music for a Mega Man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that. I wonder if he did if they kept his music for the Pocky and Rocky Reshrined remake. Mombrain, one more song. We'd like
One
to get
more.
one right.
All right. This one comes from Jess I. I think you're going to get it.
Thanks for stumping us this week, guys. You jerks. Just what you want. You want to see us squirming.
You.
Yeah.
Ugh.
This is Tetrasphere.
Yes.
You did it.
Yeah, this is an amazing soundtrack. And this is Nintendo 64. Turn this up. I still can't believe this is Nintendo 64. It's a great song. Tetrasphere's soundtrack is incredible. It's very much
Did you know
like
you
dance,
can play Tetris for free?
dance electronic from that era. Great soundtrack. I listen to this while I'm working pretty often.
It just flashed on screen. It was released in 1997.
It's like the soundtrack to this and like Wipeout back in the day. It's all whatever you would, I don't know, early EDM. I don't know what you call it.
Sure, electronic.
Good stuff. Well, if I'm only going to get one, I'll be happy it's this one. I'm giving myself a 1.5 for the composer, who I also didn't know the name of.
Sure, whatever you want.
Send your music.
5 out of 9.
Send your music to GoNinPod@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNinPod@gmail.com. Put music in the title. The music section is only possible through listeners like you. Thanks, Mombrain.
Thanks.
Michael's due. Do you have a rumor for us?
Ooh, I do. This one just came across my desk here. Dues Views. It's never news. Rumor of the week, starring Do Michaels. So we did hear earlier in the show that Grobot's name has been repurposed due to the popularity of the GoNintendo podcast into a video game. We are going to be going into litigation about that at some point. But what we didn't know until just now is that they're repurposing George as well. He's got a new game called Gorg coming out. And it's very much like...
it's actually... I know the full name, actually. It's Gorg of the Gungle.
Yes, that is the full name. I don't know why I didn't say what it was because it's so hilarious.
Harvest all the limes.
But it definitely has to do with catching limes. It's like a burger lime game. Where you play as Gorg and you run around in your khakis and you catch limes.
That's
and
great.
You laugh. There's a laugh button too.
I'm looking forward.
Yeah.
There's a dedicated.
I'm looking forward to that game.
We don't know too much about Gorg except the limes and the khakis and the laugh.
That's all I need to know.
The carefree nature.
Have a great lime.
So yeah, that's it. Look forward to that. That one we might not litigate just because we want that game to come out.
Josh, I guess since the litigation's out there, do you have a statement to share on the lawsuit?
I'm a hardcore gamer.
Okay, not what I was expecting, but all right. That's all you want to say?
Thanks. Very
cool. It's a very cool lawsuit. Yes, that's definitely true.
That's none of your business.
All right, everybody. Stay tuned for the after show if you're on YouTube. We got some things to talk about. But if you're an audio listener, that's it. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Oh, yeah. Goodbye, everybody. All right. What we got here? May Horizon. I was just going to say that, that's how
you're going to say that on live? You're going to say
this
this live?
It's after show. You
on
said
a hot mic?
All right.
It's not mean. It's just this is how Sony if you're a Microsoft or a Sony fan, that's how it goes. You're like number one, your game's number one or number two, and then next week it's like, or next month it's like gone. Like that game's how many months old? 2 months, 3 months, and it's already out of the top 20.
It must be 4 months by now.
It feels like it's been a while.
Look, let's take a look at that.
All right.
But okay,
That's
so
all.
it wasn't a criticism necessarily of the game. It was
I haven't
just
played it.
if you're a Sony or Microsoft fan, your game's going to be popular for a month and then gone. That was what you wanted to say.
Well,
and you thought that was mean.
Well, I don't want people to think like they're not supporting the games. It's just like, how many years of hype are there for these games, and then they're just like number one. Oh, it's gone.
Well, I mean, you could say the opposite about Grand Theft Auto 5. Or wait, that's not a Sony game.
There
You're
you
saying.
go.
So you're saying one that's made by Sony or made
That's
by
what I'm
Microsoft.
talking about, baby.
Well, they gave up. I mean, like Halo, like that shit went Auto 5. Or wait, that's not a Sony game.
There
You're
you
saying.
go.
So you're saying one that's made by Sony or made
That's
by
what I'm
Microsoft.
talking about, baby.
Well, they gave up. I mean, like Halo, like that shit. Wait, that's not Microsoft, is it?
That's Microsoft. Yeah.
It is. So I mean, like that should have been a huge game. No one cares about that anymore, do they?
Not care. I don't know.
Maybe they care, but it
What
should
the
be
hell?
a huge deal. You know what I mean? Like every Halo
Yes.
game was a huge deal. This one came out and it's like, oh, it's even free, and people are like, who cares?
Well, we tried. We all played it for a bit. Is the name of the new one for? Yeah, never mind. Forbidden West.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it came out. Oh, it's out longer than I thought.
February.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's she
That's a lot
doing in the
longer.
West if it's forbidden?
Whoa! Play the game to find out.
I just always think of Adam West, and like he's trying to get into like a restaurant, and then he's not allowed.
Adam, Forbidden West.
Do you know?
Actually, that would be great. Like you're not allowed in here. He's forbidden, and then so he spends the entire game like getting dressed up like Batman and trying to sneak in through like different
like it.
windows and stuff.
What's the other things on here?
Shishi.
Shishi.
Hot dog
Shishi, my cousin. She was at her house one day, and some lady, some Asian lady, was looking at her that she doesn't know, and the lady was like waving to her, like trying to say something. So my cousin like walks up to her, and the Asian woman is speaking some other language, no English, and like pointing at these plants on the ground.
Weeds.
weeds, whatever.
Not just plants, weeds.
And my cousin's like, I only speak English. I'm sorry. And this lady just keeps going, and she reaches down to the weed and like picks it up and like eats it. And my cousin's like, oh, okay. And the lady just keep going.
Yeah, and the only thing that your cousin can like surmise from the context of the conversation is that this is making the woman very happy. Like,
yeah, the lady's like very excited about this.
And she's looking at Ramid's cousin, and she's like rubbing her heart and saying shishi, like just
over and over again.
Very, very like.
So then
glad.
she takes my cousin to the back of her driveway where there's more of this plant, and she's like pointing to it and takes like 2 more and like eats them. My cousin's like, yes. And this lady's like, oh, shishi, like bowing shishi over and over again. And then the lady leaves. And my cousin's like, I have no idea what I told this woman, but she's eating this stuff. And what?
I think we should leave out the last part.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we should leave out the best part of the story?
Did she?
Okay.
Did your
leave out the
cousin
best
find?
part.
Did your cousin see this person's face in the news that they had passed away or something?
No. I guess I'll save the last
Did your
part for
cousin
you guys.
at least try the shishi?
She didn't.
She didn't.
So she ended up looking it up, and she was like, "We found out what shishi is." Like,
so now I think I told my cousin, I was like, I think you gave this woman permission to come to your yard and just pick the shishi or whatever it is all the time.
I think the shishi was thank you. That's
But
like kind of what we. Like,
yeah.
But I was also like, so this lady must have like multiple times already come here to scope this out and eat your weeds. And now she's like,
Good,
oh,
somebody
you saw me
eat
doing
weed
it. So.
for me.
Yeah,
but
right?
it's a weed that we have.
Is it
like
just
it's
like dandelions?
We
no,
could eat
it's like
yeah.
it grows like in like between the pavers.
Is it like spiky?
It's almost like succulent like.
Oh, it's succulent.
Oh, okay.
And apparently it's got like a lemony kind of flavor to it.
And peppery, I think they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Shishi.
Shishi. So yeah, we'll eat it.
Hot dogs?
Hot dogs. Yes, hot dogs. Was I just going to tell the corn dog story?
You're the one that said.
Yeah, I don't
story.
remember things. Hot dogs. Yeah. So this vacation, a couple weeks ago, I decided I'm going to be vegetarian. I don't want to eat meat anymore. This is a stupid thing to say because I've always known this, but I saw like 2 seconds of a video online, and I was like, I'm not eating animals. I can't anymore. I'm not doing. Not that I ate a lot to begin with, but I did eat chicken nuggets and I did eat pepperoni.
I was going to say, how was your pizzone?
So yeah. So what happened is Mombrain bought these. Who makes them?
Morningstar Farms.
Morningstar, like plant-based chicken nuggets. So no meat.
Oh, the nuggets are impossible.
Oh, Impossible Nuggets and Morningstar corn dogs. But I ate the nuggets. If you didn't tell me it was a vegetarian nugget, I would have never guessed anything.
Well,
different.
that's Impossible. You said Impossible's like that. The
It
stuff
was
that I've had of theirs
crazy.
is like you could.
Yeah.
They could lie to you.
Like everybody else at the house was trying them, and they were all equally blown away. I was like, I would eat these regularly. There's no weird texture or taste. It tasted like a chicken nugget. It was really good.
Yeah.
But then I had a corn dog, and it was the same thing. It tasted like a hot dog.
It's almost
It
like these
looked
companies
like a hot dog.
And
How do they do it?
What
doing
was
the
the-
work to make it taste like?
what was the final stamp of approval?
The final stamp of approval was what happens when you eat hot dogs. I burped up hot dogs the rest of the day.
That's how
can't
you
get
know.
any more hot dog
So
than
they
that.
nailed it.
They nailed it.
They nailed
Like
it.
when I took the hot dog out of the corn wrap, and I was like, it looks like a hot dog. How are they doing this? I'm like, they're lying.
They
They're
can do
just giving
anything
you
with
hot dogs.
molds and stuff now. That,
Yeah, but like the color and the texture
It
inside,
even
it all
looks
looked
like a little
hot dog.
dinosaur.
So, vegetarian hot dogs and corn dogs and chicken nuggets, amazing. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it.
And you've been eating the beef jerky, the Beyond beef jerky, which
Yeah,
is
That's
that's
pretty
fine.
expensive,
That's
though,
fine.
right? I
Yeah,
mean-
it's yeah.
that's all right. I don't mind.
Oh, for the chicken nuggets and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
well, no, that jerky, like compared to other jerky, it's like
So you listen to the Pope, is what you're saying.
What
Good
did
for
he
you.
say?
He said young people should eat less meat to save the planet. Something
Oh,
like that.
I'm doing it, Pope. I'm doing it.
I'm doing it, Pope.
if that
The
if we
Dorito
eat less
Pope or the
meat,
regular
then
Pope?
we're just gonna be overtaken by animals.
Tony Dillamancha says, "Well, it's easy to make corn dogs artificially. They're already artificial to begin
Yeah, I was
with."
gonna say the things that you're talking about eating were already highly processed.
Red Souza says,
with
and
meat,
plant-based hot dogs are definitely going to be 100 times better for you. And I love meat hot dogs. I do love hot dogs as well. But yeah, I'm a corn dog boy, baby.
And
Plant dogs.
Plant dog.
Corn plants.
They make the hot dog out of the corn and the corn out of the hot dog.
Well, I'm all about it now. So
Wasn't that
I'm
nice?
all about that corn dog plant life.
And
And I will be making everyone feel bad for eating meat. No.
Yeah, that sounds like you.
I will not. I won't.
Oh, so
Everybody
yeah, this
knows
is
you
a
got to kill
terrible-
animals to get meat. So
that was a
at
terrible
least I
week for
think.
me to send you that TikTok of that McDonald's chicken nugget
Oh no,
challenge.
I can watch that.
You
That's
can
fine.
still watch that. That's not
Tony
meat
says,
either.
"Wait, where is Beyond Jerky? I can't find it anywhere. Where do we find it?
Target.
Target?
Oh, okay.
Walmart has it too.
So when you texted your mom about it, did you say, "Oh, Do Michaels and Mombrain, they eat meat, but I don't." Eat
I
meat."
did not yet.
Has
Not
there
yet.
ever been
I don't
a,
really eat a whole lot of meat.
Has there ever been a before and after in Wheel of Fortune that was Bed Bath and Beyond burgers?
Well, if there hasn't, there should be. Do you want to tell the Do story before we go,
It's a
or
lot
are we
of
done?
bees. Gives it away.
I would like for you to tell it.
The Do story is
No,
not
it's your
for
story. You brought it up.
humans,
Yeah, but
other
you-
humans
All
to
right,
hear.
then we're done.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh well, I have one thing.
I said we're done.
It's-
Go ahead.
Has anyone here ever tried Pepperidge Farm's Bordeaux cookies?
No.
Boudoir cookies.
No, I don't
Okay.
even know what they look like.
Yeah, well, I had never tried them before.
Are they made out of wine?
No, they're they're these they're very like simple, like thin, crispy cookies, and they're like caramelized. So they're actually like really delicious. And I up until a few weeks ago, I'd never tried them before.
Like a
These-
creme brulee cookie.
Yeah, basically, and it's
These look
Oh, I think I've had
nice.
those.
Oh, those look good.
Here you go, chat.
yeah, and there's like 27 of them in a bag, and yeah, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
But who's counting?
100 calories per serving. What's a serving?
I
One-
haven't even paid attention to
bag?
the
It's a
nutrition.
bag,
Do
right.
you,
One cookie.
is it you have them with like tea or coffee or something?
They look
or
like something
Oh,
you have
they're-
with coffee.
Yeah, they're great with
they
coffee.
Look good for coffee. Or
I was
tea.
looking because I was
Are we gonna go buy them right
I
now?
was in the market for a cookie that is like, very like basic, like no like chocolate or icing or filling.
I
just
like you
a
saying it
cookie.
like that because it makes me think of you going to like a cookie showroom and the guy's like, "What kind of cookie could we get for you today?"
I'm in
the
the
market
market
for a
Like,
cookie.
Here's a
that's
mark. We
yeah,
got,
right.
watch me sell
We
this
got
guy
a
some
Bordeaux coming in
Bordeaux
right now.
Yeah, I just wanted
This guy's
something.
walking out of here with a bag of.
Can we interest you
Bordeaux's.
in a warranty on those cookies? They break in the bag.
And there's only 27 of them.
You're gonna eat them halfway home, and they're gonna be gone.
Is that like the Milano cookies? But
Yes, mulatto.
Can we look
know
at
the
the
ones I
bag
mean.
that says that there are
These.
27 distinctive cookies?
No
yeah, that's
two
right.
Bordeaux are the
Oh,
same.
I would describe them as distinctive.
Really?
Wow.
They got them at
They've
Walmart.
got like
it
teeth
says.
marks from the people who work at Pepperidge.
Somebody's dragging their sack across these cookies. That's how you
That's definitely a sack print if I've ever seen one.
And that is what makes them distinctive.
know. There you go.
Sack print.
Sack stamp. All right, everybody. We got cookies and sacks and fake hot dogs and
Were you going to say something
Shishi.
else about the cookie, or that you just
I just said
just a recommendation?
yeah. I just I enjoy them very much. It's one of my I don't know. Like I said, I like Pepperidge Farm's Milano cookies and their the Brussels cookies.
Mhm.
If anyone knows what those are,
I like
those are good.
Pepperidge Farm's cookies are good, man.
But
They are.
yeah, Bordeaux might be my new favorite.
Oh, you know what I
Wow.
like? The
Bordeaux
what
and
are
the
they? The
boudoir.
sticks.
Oh
Pirouette.
yeah, the
Pirouettes.
pirouettes.
I like any kind of Linzer
Dip
tart.
those in a coffee
I like
or
a
tea
cookie
for
with
me.
jelly.
All right, everybody, go eat snacks and get real fat.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Play some games, hang out with friends and family, rest, relax. You deserve it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. I hope we were loud enough.
That was nice.